merch.
We've got merch
So
there.
much merch. What is it? comedymerch.co.uk. It'll say it on the screen what it is.
Comedy merch.
Go on it. We've got so many designs designed by me and Dean. Yours
All
truly.
different colours.
Hoodies,
mugs,
t-shirts,
crew necks,
sweaters.
loads of stuff. Buy some stuff. Support the podcast. Represent us when you're walking through these streets.
Yes, please.
You'll see some of the fantastic merch we've got in the video that's playing in between us.
Here.
Over here.
Yeah, the merch is great. I love the merch. Can't wait for our merch to come.
Rep the bong man.
I love the bong man. The bong
we got
man's
him.
so cool. I love him.
The name Johnny Bongo was already taken, so we'll have to come up with a new name for him. But
Jimmy Bongo.
Jimmy Bongo. Represent. I don't know what I'm saying.
And you also get discount codes for this merch over on Patreon as well. So
yeah.
get over on Patreon for the good stuff.
Should have put that on a Patreon advert. Never mind. It's on here instead.
See you on Patreon or on the merch website.
See you on the streets wearing the merchandise.
Is right.
Get on them. Fresh Garms. comedymerch.co.uk or .com, whatever it says here.
Thank you.
Merch.
Thanks for that. Bye. Hello, everyone. Before we start the show, have a little chat about Patreon. You need to get over to Patreon. Why, Dean?
Because we've got loads of stuff on there, Amy. Back to the studio. Now, we've got loads of stuff over on Patreon. If you don't know what Patreon is, it's a way you can financially support us as a podcast. You can start up for as little as £3 a month, and that gets you access to everything. We've got like extra episode a week. We've got live shows on there, live talent shows where we have mates come on. We don't know what's going to happen. People can win cash prizes. Tell them more about it, Amy.
Well, and also depending on what tier you go, you get like signed prints and members only club cards and shit like that. You can also send in questions for our guests if you specifically want to ask them something. That's like a direct link to some famous people that we have. That's good, isn't it? Dean, back to you, Dean.
That is Amy. Thank you very much. We also have specials that we've been doing. We've got a VR special that's just gone up with Ishan Akbar. We've got Axe Throwing special, Sports Day on Substances, where we all played sports games. It was dead fun. We're going to have loads of new specials coming on in the future. What else? Back to you, Amy.
We're doing Dungeons and Dragons, which I'm really excited about. We're all going to be goblins, and we're all going to be on Substances and be goblins, and I can't wait, and I hope we do it regularly. And that'll be on Patreon. What else, Dean?
We've discount codes on merch, early access to tickets, free live show tickets if you're a £10 patron. That's a free ticket every month.
7 days early.
And 7 days early access, sometimes 8 days if we're feeling beep, 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 beep. This just in, 8 days early access sometimes, and sometimes it's 7 days. But either way, you get it a week before anybody else does. For just £3 a month, sick that, innit? £1.50 each a month you're giving us.
What's that?
What's that? I know it's a cost of living crisis, but we're poor too.
Yeah, help us out. We're trying to like rep the Northwest, innit? And the povs of this here country.
Yeah, so get on it. There's loads of stuff on there. It's always growing. It's always getting bigger. It's always getting better. It's fantastic. Good value for money.
We love you, and we really appreciate all your support and your love, and thank you, and see you on Patreon.
Back to you at home. That's you guys.
Back to Dean for the weather.
Cold outside. We're back.
Hiya. Hi.
Don't know what episode it is. New Year. We're joined by the main man, Mr.
Hello.
Nightingale.
Hi.
Hot off an arena show. Ooh.
Oh, shit. Doesn't feel hot anymore. Have you got a drink?
Sorry, yeah. I'm drinking, everybody.
Who's drinking?
Are we down to absolutely no soft beverages in the whole building?
There was Diet Cherry Coke.
There's a big thing of Diet Coke.
Is there?
Yeah.
What the fuck have I got a strawberry daiquiri for then? I basically just picked this because it was the most soft drink thing. And that's how I'm drinking, guys.
There's a crate.
No, I can't find it. I saw that. So I'm having a strawberry daiquiri. Cheers, everyone.
Right.
Cheers.
Enjoy your dry January. Mine's wet.
This is
Happy hump day.
So have you made any New Year's resolutions or
to be more gay?
Okay.
Yeah, I've been,
You're doing well.
Well,
You're doing well.
1 point to you.
What?
Yeah.
1
Oh, and I
point to
sucked
you.
someone off on the way.
That's 3 points.
That's still gay,
It
isn't
was, yeah. It was a straight guy, so it's not.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
a shame.
Yeah.
But you know, these
Have
car
you
park
done-
attendants need attention. Oh, God, sorry.
Have you done bum play?
Have I done what?
Bum play.
Have we?
Tracing.
Do you know what I nearly
play it.
did? Do you know what I nearly did before I came on today? Which I didn't, because I've stopped preparing for stuff. But I should have done. I should have watched our 2 episodes. Because
have
I know
you been on twice?
Yeah, Christmas one and...
Oh, shit, the
I
Christmas
did the Christmas
one.
one, 2022,
Yeah.
and then I did one of the OG ones. Didn't
Oh,
I?
this is our 2nd birthday.
Oh, happy birthday
Today?
to us!
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Pretty much.
Oh, we should have a drink.
Oh,
Hey.
we made it!
Who knew
Only
you got-
just.
Mummy's got exactly.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So I should have checked what was said on those episodes, really.
I don't know if we've talked about bum play.
And also,
Well-
everyone's attention span's so short. It don't matter.
No, I think our attention span is so short. Theirs isn't. You.
Yeah, they know.
listening. Because when you love a pod, like people love the Mild High Club, like people love Have a Word, and all the other pods that I can't be asked naming, they listen to the episodes. They either find it late and then catch up. So
Yeah.
they listen intensely.
Yeah.
So they, like, if I'm at the point now with Have a Word where we're on episode 4,782, where I'm literally saying words and I'm like, fuck, this isn't just the 2nd time I've said it. I'm on like the 3rd or 4th
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
And I scold myself because that's what I used to get bugged about Rogan when
Yeah.
he told another guest.
He goes, oh, I'm
the
sorry you
same-
made this one, but I'm saying it again.
Oh my Lord. Which part of the problem with Rogan is he's got a different guest nearly every time. I know he's got his favourites.
Yeah.
But I haven't listened to Rogan for a few years, but I did for 4 or 5 years. And every 4th episode, there'd be like his same opinion or story.
Yeah.
And I don't love it. So we forget. But then really hardcore, the Mild High Clubbers are called
The buds are buds,
Ah,
in
yeah,
it?
buds.
Our little buds.
Yeah.
the
But
Budheads.
if you
Will
love us proper, then you'll love us whether we repeat ourselves or
Yeah,
not.
no. Hey, gold's gold, isn't it? But bum play,
Yeah.
if we've not talked about it,
I don't think we
before,
spoke about bum play before.
I'm here to say this is why I wanted to come on today. I mean, happy
2023.
birthday.
Yeah.
I need more ass play.
You need more.
I need more.
Craving it.
I need more ass
Listening,
play.
Loz.
And big Loz Dogs, or Lozzie Ross, Laura J. Nightingale. She's actually middle name's Catherine. It's off the table. And here's the twist in that. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. But I still want it. But I understand her. Yeah, I understand her
Amsterdam.
opinion. Amsterdam.
Red light district.
Right.
Bum play.
Get you in with a
Okay,
little,
cool.
lady of the
Do
night.
you know how traditional Anglo-Saxon marriage works, guys?
I was just sat there going, it's not like if one won't do it, you get someone else. That's not really how.
Some people are...
Down for
Women
that kind
like
of
that.
thing?
All right, well, cool.
Good for them.
Well, Big Loz Ross, Big Lozzie Dogs Ross, Laura J. Nightingale is not.
Who is a wonderful woman, by the way.
hey,
I
oh, yeah,
fell in
wonderful.
love with her.
So
Wonderful.
proud of her for getting up on that
Clean,
stage.
she's a wonderful, clean-fingered woman. She's a
And it shall
wonderful,
remain.
ass-playless mother of 2 and a great wife.
Would she be happy with you getting like a rim job if it was off a dude?
What?
A dude. A
Is it-
gigolo.
Oh, a gigolo.
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 Every time I come on, it's so early on where Amy says something I'm like gigolo. It's the St. accent with words I shouldn't be saying. Fromage frais. Gigolo. No, listen. Because I respect the LGBTQA MFI plus community. You know I do.
Yeah.
You know I do. I love
You're
all the
drinking a strawberry
gays
daiquiri.
Yeah.
and DFS. Couches. But cheating's cheating, isn't it? Cheating with
Yeah.
a man, a woman,
But what if she gives you a little goal,
what if,
a
what
little
if
pass?
she's allows it?
an ass,
Pass, pass,
Pass.
can we workshop this?
Pass.
Ass pass.
That's pass.
Ass pass. Yeah, it's not happening.
No.
Oh, okay.
But if it was,
Just have to do it to yourself in your
But
own
if it
secret
was-
time.
I'm not a self bum player.
No.
You know why? Because Adam Rowe, God bless him, has talked about a cheeky the cheeky
bum
bum wank.
Yeah.
To basically talked about it so much back in the day on Have a Word that when I tried it and I had a digit in myself, I thought about Adam Rowe. And listen, we worked together a lot, and I love that man, but he does not need to pop in my head mid wank.
Yeah. Especially if you come harder than you've ever come before.
Little fucking Carl doing a one-liner in my ear. So no, I'd love to, but I'm not. I mean, do you do ass?
No, not really.
Do you do bum play?
We never ventured down that.
You have. You've done all sorts. You've tied up to radiators and shit.
Yeah, but like, how far are you going with bum play?
Tickled your bum.
Tickled, yeah, but it's never been.
Oh, that's not sexy.
Never been fully penetrated.
Not by like a dildo.
Yeah. That's proper ass play, innit? Pegging.
So but
that's the real game,
Man can dream.
That way, yeah.
Yeah.
Not this way.
No, but okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't bum play that way.
Oh yeah.
Oh, she's clean as a fucking whistle, lad.
Oh yes.
Exclusively.
The shower didn't work for 2 weeks. Did not fucking matter in our house.
Is the sex toys where they'll like give you a rim job, like some kind of spinning?
Oh, there will be.
You can get one of
there will be
tongues.
somewhere.
You can get a tongue one.
Yeah, you can get an electric
that.
toothbrush. What?
Where do you do that?
Dare
Buy
I
yourself
Google?
an ass toy?
Ass toothbrush.
Dare I Google?
What are they called? A prostate massager.
A prostate massager. Is that the medical?
Yeah.
It's for a robot cheeky bum wank.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
What about robots? Would you be into that? Robot shagging, sex robots.
In the future, because we're not there, we don't have the technology yet. No. But in the future, again, it's got to be post Loz. If I'm still with Loz,
what if it looked like Loz?
Oh God, that'd be so tragic. She left me in 2029, but I got my robot Laura in 2035.
She can never leave.
I'm Back to the Future.
Sorry to interrupt, but you can actually buy them.
Can I say?
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
What do they look like? Like a tongue?
They look horrible.
Like a big.
It looks
Vile.
unnatural.
Look, it says rim job, but they're not. They just look like, I don't know what they look like.
Have a look. Have a gander.
They look like they look like an oil spill.
Yeah,
Oil spill.
Like that doesn't
Not
look
the middle one.
nice.
Oh, like an ink blot
and
test.
also it's like £63. That's just stupid.
Bloody hell.
I'm paying that for that.
No.
I'm not paying that for that.
Delete
I'm
your
going to
Google
swig
search.
for free.
Exactly. Do it
Swig
yourself.
myself off.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I've just used my first fleshlight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you
just-
got one for Christmas,
I got
yeah.
one for Christmas from Sensei Carl. Bought me a fleshlight. Part in jest, part in he knows I'm a wanker.
Yeah.
Took myself off to the garden office with where I do all my illicit stuff, tax returns, cocaine addiction, fleshlight wank, the NFL, Harry Potter. Oh, she's watched the whole
Don't
series.
start.
Okay. Are you in?
Yeah.
She's so in that she'll fume if you say anything.
I didn't
bad about
combine
it.
all those things together.
That's, to be fair, it sounds like a great
Never
Saturday.
do a
Sounds like
tax
what you
return
do.
while doing coke, watching Harry Potter.
Yeah.
That sounds
wanking.
great. I'd love that.
That's how to get investigated by HMRC.
Yeah, but don't you can't
Spent 20 grand on wands.
you can't say anything bad about Harry Potter. That's my line.
I thought you were going to
It's
say
my
HMRC.
only line. No,
All right, okay.
yeah.
I wasn't saying I'm a big fan.
Thank you. I know I loved you.
And I took the fleshlight out in the name of science.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Used my Millennium ID lube. Shout out to the gay community. I was
wanna
introduced
try
to Millennium ID lube is just
Someone send us some.
it's the Bugatti of
Yeah.
lubes.
What
I'd
makes it better than other lube?
The gays have
Okay.
tested
Is
it.
it silicone? I remember you telling a story about it being silicone and it was on the floor and someone slipped on it. or
Never
something.
drying
Yeah.
silicone. Andy Watson.
Yeah.
Now we have. I swear we did this on yours.
No, you spoke about it
on Have a Word.
Yeah.
So I live with a guy called Andy Watson, who is a comedian that I started out with. Started a couple of years after me. He won the Northwest Comedian of the Year in about 2005. He's basically a ginger sex pest version, Lancashire Lee Evans.
Okay.
He's very physical, but he is the biggest wanker I've ever met. Like, not figuratively, literally the biggest wanker I've ever met, and he's totally unashamed of it. Once, when we lived together, we shared a house. Me, Jason Cook, Barry Dodds, Lee Fennick, and Andy had a comedian shared house when we were all cracking on in stand-up, and he had the back bedroom. He was seeing a girl who was really cute, actually, And it was one of them where you're like, you know, when you like bump into her in the kitchen, you're like, so, seeing Andy? Still? And she was like, yeah, things are good. And you're like, yeah, Andy though.
Yeah.
But you, so the only two noises you'd hear, basically, when they had sex, this is pretty graphic, but that's what we
Love
do.
it.
He couldn't come unless he was like vigorously masturbating and someone was, to reference what you've just said, tickling his balls.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
the
the
balls.
only way he could go.
Really?
He could. Yeah. He had the stamina. You know, the control to not jizz of a porn star, because I think that's what porn stars have, isn't it? Like they can go for that long because it's really hard for them to. Like if I was a porn star, I'd make no money. They'd be like, we can't end the scene in 3.5
3
minutes.
minutes shots, yeah.
Well, I can.
Yeah.
And he used to have sex with this lady, and I can't remember her name, but she was dead nice.
Yeah.
But the royal pounding that came from that back small, like he had the box room at the back.
Yeah.
It was. And I think that's what she was into.
Yeah.
I think genuinely, she was so like she had that niche where she was like, that's
Just a big.
I like that, and I don't think she could get it anywhere else. So she met this weird ginger, like
You could just
fucking
who's just down to
chimpanzee of a
fuck.
comedian.
Yeah.
I was like, well, do you know what? Not perfect,
But he could smash.
Rattled?
but honest. And I introduced him to Millennium ID.
Oh, you
because-
introduced him?
Yeah, a mate,
Oh, okay.
a mate of mine who worked at the Birmingham Glee when I first gigged there. A guy called Michael. We went out for coffee, had a chat. He was a really interesting, intelligent gay guy, recommended books and whatnot. And we got onto the subject of masturbating. And he was like, "And what lube do you use?" Which is not a conversation young men in their 20s are having all the time. But he was a little bit older and gay, and he's like, "Of course, darling, of course we talk about this." And I was like, I don't bother. And within half an hour, we were in Clone Zone, Birmingham, and I'd spent $28.99 on Millennium Lube. And I'd sort of just gone along with it because, like, why would you not want the story to tell?
Yeah.
Went back to my hotel room and nearly gave him a standing ovation, even though he wasn't there. And so I've been telling everyone that will listen that this is the absolute Bugatti of lubes. Told Andy Watson, he bought loads. He used it so much that he spilt it on his cheap fucking rented house laminate floor.
Yeah.
And because it's silicone based and it never dries, it was just,
Slippy forever.
an ankle breaker, but it never dried.
He's like, I just can't get it dry. I cleaned it so many times.
Just kept fucking going over on
So
it.
don't spill it.
Phenomenal.
Don't spill it. Just.
Kyle Legacy said he can only come if they call him Daddy. Now, that's a bit noncy, isn't it?
No, but that's porn. It's not noncy because he's watched so much porn. It's in porn. And he's not coming that from the angle of like, one day I want to be a dad and fuck it. Like,
He might be. Have you seen him?
well,
I'm also calling him out on that. That's bullshit. I don't believe him. I don't believe him.
He might have just been saying it.
Let's
for the
not
laugh.
call people out for bullshit on podcasts, though. And also, if Cat Legacy comes out as a paedophile, if it comes out, you'd be like, mate, you needed to hide there.
Yeah.
I think he looks so
Ciao.
paedophilic that you'd be like, I don't think he could be. You'd be
Too bang on, innit?
you'd be better at hiding
Too bang
it.
on, yeah.
Yeah, the fleshlight. So I set up with my Millennium Lube and the fleshlight. I put it on the radiator to warm it up a little bit. I thought I'm going to do it properly.
Treat yourself, yeah.
That's nice.
And although I could see the appeal physically to a point, it is so much fucking faff. That lube is expensive and it uses loads
All right, yeah.
compared to just shuffling one out. And you look, and you're not looking at yourself, but you feel like a pillock.
Yeah.
And when you finish, you're like,
this. What's the cleanup like? Because then you're like, you've got that post-milk clarity and you're like, I've just got to...
yeah. Apologies to any lids who've just heard this on our Patreon. Where, I had to wash it, but I can't. Listen, Laura is very supportive of a lot of my life. She's great. I cannot take a dirty fleshlight in and go, I just pop this in the dishwasher. So I took it to the outdoor tap and just blasted it with the outdoor tap. and then put it back in the garden office and hid it. I've tried it twice. The second time it was just so faffy that I was like, I'm literally never going to do
It's
this
an
again.
ornament now.
So it's now going on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
Leave
As
it in
a-
the office with your
You
robot
could sell
light.
it.
Really
I
new.
reckon you could sell it for on your Patreon.
I was
and make
about
well
to
more
say
money.
some. Like I know
Some
what
freaks
your
on your
Patreon
Patreon
fans
will
are
love
like.
that.
Someone will buy that.
Freaks by like sexual freaks, not like incel freaks. I mean,
No.
Someone will buy that.
I don't want to sell it to someone who is helping pay my mortgage.
Yeah,
I
true.
want the joy of actually putting it on Facebook
Yeah,
Marketplace to
that
get the
would be
messages
funny,
like,
that.
"You fucking mad."
That would be hilarious.
I've only used it twice.
Yeah, almost brand new.
Almost barely
Um,
used.
Yeah, I'm going to use 1.5 times.
Yeah.
Because the second time I just gave up. So, in answer to your question, and I'm glad I did it so succinctly, no, I'm not buying a machine to fiddle my bumhole.
There we go.
Okay.
You heard it here first.
Is that?
Sorry, guys. Stop sending them in.
Yeah.
Stop sending them in.
This is the thing. I'm married to Loz, love her to bits. I genuinely never want her to, but part of that is accepting my peccadillos, her peccadillos, but also there's things you're not into and whatnot.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, I just don't ever want to finger your asshole or go anywhere near it with my mouth. And that's part of the deal.
It's a fair thing to ask from someone, innit? Yeah. It's
get it.
like
So
Yeah, I got it. We're going swinging on the 5th.
yeah.
Tomorrow?
On Thursday.
Well,
Tomorrow.
I don't know if we'll actually do anything, but we're going to interview.
Oh, we won't be doing anything.
We're not
Oh.
doing. Don't ask me because I can see the little evil glint in your
Go on,
eye.
Kay,
and
suck
I'm
'em
not,
off.
I'm not doing it.
It's-
I'm not doing
Callum's
it.
there. We might be able to get
field
Callum to shag a
research,
milf.
Callum said this to me yesterday. He was like, "Oh, like I might just want to join in," and I was like, "Fuck off, Billy Big Bollocks." I was like, "You'll walk in,
Yeah.
see a vagina, and start crying."
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
"You're not going to be able to."
I don't know.
watching
You know,
him and
I
his
reckon
penis.
Callum's a
I
bit of a
don't think
dark
he might-
horse with the
His
shagging.
penis will go inward.
If there's any milfs there,
Yeah, if there's
Callum's
any
going to
milfs
be
there,
Is he
well.
that's
into
funny.
MILFs?
Oh yeah,
I'd imagine so. Yeah.
well, milfs are into him.
Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah. Yeah. People love Callum, don't
yeah.
they?
But he's also a bit of a like. I feel like he'd go up to them and be like, "Just so you know, I'm not looking for commitment." Like he's not like
Yeah.
he can't.
I think if you're
Can't close.
if you're at a swingers party, I'm not sure they're there for commitment.
Yeah.
That's how Callum's mind works.
Yeah.
Like that's how his minds will
We're going
work.
to borrow the Carl's sex book,
Yeah.
the dates in it.
Great.
And then we'll finish every interview with their birthday and make them shag
Yeah.
that position.
So hang on, you're going to do a podcast, a Patreon
Yeah.
special
Yeah.
Yeah.
at a swingers party, and they're going to let you film.
Yeah, so it's a content night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
What?
yeah.
So they
It's a
do like
content night.
once a month. They do like a content
What
night.
night is
where
this? What time? Postcode?
Thursday, Birkenhead Townhouse.
You going swinging in Birkenhead?
I know.
We're not. Well, we're interviewing.
There's people from all over coming now.
Oh
People
yeah,
from
of course
Cheshire.
there is. Oh yeah. People from the South Wirral. People from the Mid Wirral. There's people from town.
I mean, there might be 2 people there, and it'd be dead weird, but I think
The
it's gonna be
Irish
fun.
Bull. He's been there.
Is he going
You
to
never
be
know.
there
He might be
tomorrow?
there.
if I walked in and the Irish Bull was there with his knob out,
Straight
I'd
back
literally
out.
like be Grandpa Simpson. I'd be
Yeah.
through this minute. I'd be out.
That's when I'd join in.
Yeah.
Join in.
I might text him and see if he wants to come down.
Would you?
That's a bucket list thing. You can't pass up that opportunity.
Oh.
But that's like that to say that you've done that is
Fuck him.
That's your Everest.
yeah. But like I just think that's
Bought
a
a
great
cowboy
like,
off for it and everything.
before
She ready?
I hopefully one day settle down and start a family or whatever. Like
Hopefully.
You want to have sex with the
that's
Irish
just
Bull?
that's just like
You want to lose a
saying
flap
that,
to the
you're like-
Irish Bull?
Like imagine. Then again, would it ruin all men?
Something about
I mean-
red flags and bulls.
Probably, yeah.
Flags and bulls, you know, like bulls.
No.
Taurus bulls. But yeah.
What if they say, go on, guys, listen, you're here, you're both, attractive people. Get involved.
Might get involved.
Shut the
Turn
fuck
off the cameras.
Shut the fuck up.
So I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be like. I really don't
I'll
know
be in the
what to
bar.
expect
Well,
from
listen,
it.
doing that.
I'm fussy. I know I give off the PR daddy issues, like I'll shag anyone, but I've slept with 2 people and I'm very fussy and my body's a temple. So I'd have to
Is
like,
it?
I'd have to,
It's a body's
body's
a
a
temple.
temple.
That's why I go to swingers nights in Birkenhead.
so I'd be fussy
Yeah.
with who's coming in.
Yeah,
I'm not
good.
saying,
Literally.
I'm not saying it'd never happen, but I'd have to be. I mean, mate, I don't know. 'Cause the thing is, I can't get pissed, and I think that is
Being
what
pissed are
leads to-
definitely
Yeah,
out
it
there.
is.
You
Yeah.
know, but I'm hyper aware.
I think it's just going to be
hypervigilant at all
hilarious
times.
interviewing people who are having sex. Just being like, oh,
That's
that felt nice.
Yeah, is that good?
That's good,
What,
isn't
what
it?
are your New Year's resolutions?
Yeah.
I think this is going to be more grim than you realise.
Well, either way,
No,
it's
but
going to be
we're
funny
very
to
It's
watch.
gonna be
though, innit?
really
desensitized,
good
we're very
podcasting.
desensitized, so we look for them things
Right.
because it makes us feel something.
Wow. my body's a temple, but my head's a fucking state.
Pretty much.
Well, good luck.
Have you got any questions you want us to ask one of them?
I'm gonna let you do
Just take
your
it, yeah.
Louis Theroux couple thing,
That's
Yeah,
it,
Louis
yeah.
through the
and I'm gonna hear all about it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I'm
Send you the
sure
link.
everyone does.
I can't wait. I think it's going to be dead fun.
It's gonna be
But weird.
great.
It's gonna
So
be.
yeah, if you want to live
something
out
different,
your resolution, your gay fantasy, come along.
Here's what I've said about all of that
Someone else.
kinks and that like swinging and everything. I think when I'm like in the moment and you're horny and you're the engine's running.
Yeah.
I could with momentum
Go
It
anywhere.
could snowball into all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But immediately afterwards or before when I'm not horny,
Yeah.
I could never put in the work to buy equipment, to put in postcodes
Yeah.
into fucking ways. Where am I gonna suck someone off? CH. Like I just that's a level I don't think I'll ever be.
Yeah.
If like I've been with people in my youth and stuff got freaky, but you're like, yeah, we're in the moment.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I fucking
one
roll
thing leads
roll
to
with
another,
most
innit,
things.
that, yeah.
I would never go, no. But it's the I think real kink is when on a Tuesday morning you're in fucking B&Q buying ropes
Yeah.
and this thing's on a week on Saturday. I think that's when you're
on your
like,
calendar circled.
oh yeah, you're in, aren't you? And I'll keep the receipt because that's tax deductible. I think that's a level that I can't get into.
New Year's resolutions, Kate. Kate, by the way, what is your name? What is your full name? Kate, is it just Kate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is
I
it?
didn't know
And
if
what's
it
your
was
mother's maiden
Kayla
name
or
and your date of birth and
Katie.
address?
What's your PIN number?
First roads I lived on.
Obviously, I know it's K, but I didn't know if K was short for something, and I thought as your friend I should know that.
You should know that, and it is just K.
Oh, well, there we go.
Well,
We
there
found
see,
something
we
out.
knew.
It was
Yeah.
partly my fault. We were walking through town before and I just went, is K's full name just K? Or is it short for something else?
It's just K.
Have you
there you
smoked
go.
something this morning?
No.
That sounds like a very stoned question.
I mean, that's
Solid.
just
You
how
even
my
did
head
your stone
works.
face like,
Yeah. I mean, that's just my
his
head.
face.
Yeah.
is K just a name
Yeah.
or a letter?
What are names? What are
Mad, darling.
I didn't know if it was just short
Yeah,
for
no, my mum didn't like me from the second I was born.
K.
She called me K.
Yeah, it's just looking at you and went,
Okay. Okay.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Have you
K.
got a resolution?
I've got like
Let's get more bull dick.
yeah. I've got like career ones that I want to do, like boring ones, just like gig more and
Yeah.
whatever. And then obviously the normal one, lose weight, that I do every single year. And 1 year I'll stick to it. 1 year I'll get it. If I just keep doing it, I'll get it. Oh, pass me driving test. Finally.
Have you passed it, or are you going to do it
No,
this year? Okay.
I've got it booked.
Okay. You can do this, and then as soon
I
as
know,
you've
and
got
I
it,
will gonna do it.
I'm gonna go buy
And we're gonna go buy the
lots of
chickens.
chicken.
Yeah, we're gonna go buy the chickens. I'm not Deldine. Yeah.
You getting chickens?
We're plotting.
Apparently.
Me and
Fucking
Amy
hell.
have got a lot of
It's
plots.
purely for
Sex clubs.
yeah. It's purely to film his reaction when he walks in the living room and it's full of chickens.
Right,
That's
cool.
it. I don't want the
That's a
chickens.
really,
I'm just going to let the dogs in.
Ugh.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
I know,
responsible
clean
way
this
to
up.
buy livestock, innit? Why have you bought loads of chickens? Just see his face.
Content. It's
Are
content.
they chickens?
Content is king.
Or are they family members? I want to get my back lasered. I want to deal with my hairy back.
Is it back
2023.
hairy, is it? Yeah.
Just I find it unacceptable that the cosmos has taken away my ability to grow hair on my fucking head
Is it all
like
just slid
most
down the back,
humans.
has it?
It's just what's
Can
going on
we-
down
can
there?
we transplant
Just
them out your back
no,
on
because
your
they're
head?
horrible little wispy puby things.
Yeah, but you'll have an afro.
Yeah, I'll have a little
Be boss if you just turned up with an afro one day.
Yeah, nice.
Homer Simpson
Things
just
I've
threw
seen.
it in.
Don't talk to me.
Just
become a real-
Scotty Road.
Yeah. That'll be it. You know, I said I wanted to be more gay. That's
Yeah.
how I'm doing it with a fucking back hair wig. Like, don't talk to me.
Guy's back hair is like very gross.
Right, thank you.
That's why he's getting lasered off.
Yeah, I'm not
It's
a
just
massive
weird.
fan of a hairy man.
It's just weird. Like,
Where do you
shape
accept
of
hair? Where do you accept hair on a man?
it. Legs, armpits, face,
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
head, shoulders,
Nice.
knees and toes. Pubes. It's just the thing about it on the back is like it looks like one of them sheepskin rugs. Do you know what I mean? They're always like weird shaped and
I hate mine.
Patches, mad patches in it,
it's-
yeah.
yeah.
My,
It's like werewolf.
Yeah.
It's like the half transitioning into a
Yeah.
werewolf.
my general hair situation, not bad.
Okay.
But Laura is getting the full dolphin wax
Oh,
Yeah.
at the moment in
yeah.
stages.
Mhm. Why did she
Lasered.
get lasered?
I'd love to do that.
I want laser.
yeah.
I need
Just
my
'cause I'm
eyebrows.
lazy.
I need my eyebrows laser tattooing off because I've got Pierre Ghetto eyebrow
Yeah.
tattoos, and then they need to be gone.
Sorry, what?
The Pierre Ghetto eyebrow tattoos.
Have you got eyebrow tattoos?
Like this.
Are they not?
Like Mutia Bueno?
Like,
Oh.
yeah. I mean, these are me drawn on ones. I've hid them under there, but the me tattooed ones. I just went in somewhere when I was like a kid, didn't review, didn't check anything, and they did them, and it's meant to be 200 quid. And she missed a note off the card machine, so I got them for 20 quid. But they look like they cost 20 quid. They're awful. And I'm so relieved I didn't pay 200 quid for them, but they need to be gone.
One of the things I'm going to try and get across to my daughter as she gets older, like in 10 years' time, she'll be like just about to turn 16. I'm not going to be a hard on about fucking tattoos or like or going out or boyfriends or whatever. You've got to let young people live their lives. Even though she's my baby, she's going to be a girl, a woman,
Yeah.
right? Cool. But I'm going to be like, leave your fucking face alone.
I'll
Yeah.
scare
I'm
her for you.
telling you,
I'll
you'll
scare
regret
her.
it.
Do you want me to scare her?
Just be like, look at my eyebrows.
Like,
In the middle of the
don't
night.
worry.
Wake up, Etta.
That's it, I've got someone here to see you. Yeah, right. Ignore the chicken. I kept them for 10 years. I've just been Birkenhead. I live there now in a house. They're my friends now. So move your dad's sex robot. Get it out the way, Laura. Beep boop, beep boop. I don't want to do ass play. Yeah, I wanted to leave her face alone
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
everything else you can stick a t-shirt
Yeah.
on. You can do like people get it. Everyone's getting tattoos, piercings, take it out, shaving your fucking eyebrows off. The 90s were bad for all the girls. There was just like a horrific sort of
Women now like a different species. So 90s women.
just
Not?
big
Do they?
fat
Yeah.
Carla Devine before she went bonkers sort of
Yeah.
eyebrows.
Hair frizz. I've got
So-
90s hair frizz in today.
Genuinely, apparently you can do the back. I'm not dead vain.
Yeah.
But that's the one thing that gives. I mean, like, there's a lot of me that isn't in tip-top condition. It gives me the ick.
All right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, really?
And I think once that back's baby smooth,
Ooh.
Watch out.
Laura's going to munch on my bum bum. What do you think?
You're going to
what's
get your bum
stopping her.
lasered as well.
Oh.
Maybe that's what's stopping it.
Would you
Because if your bum was silky
Oh,
smooth.
you'd feel so vulnerable. Your legs over your head, getting your bum all lazy.
Well, I've had a colonic.
Well, have you?
How'd you do
How
that?
was
that?
Sideways or on your back or?
I've had two.
Oh.
I've had one that I did with my friend Alison June Smith, who's been on the podcast, yeah?
No, she hasn't been on.
Oh, she been on?
No, she hasn't been on, but I know who she is.
Alison's a
I've
mate
asked
of
her to
mine.
Come on, yeah.
And
Is she Canadian or American?
yeah. So before Have a Word it happened, I've tried to do many podcasts, and me and her never actually got very far, but we did a couple of like practice goes and we get on quite well. And we were thinking about doing one about two fucking comedians who like a little bit overweight, want to get a bit healthier, and just us fucking around trying to do healthy stuff. Never went anywhere, love it to bits. But she was like, we should go out and try, like you're going to a swingers club. She was like, we should go out and try and do stuff, record it, and then report back on it.
Yeah.
And we went to get a colonic from a very professional woman in East Lancashire, up near Clitheroe.
Yeah.
And she was this beautiful, like black lady who was proper Lancashire, but stunning. She looked amazing, bit older, and she just loved, like, she lived the colonic.
Yeah.
She had a
Just loved
phenomenal
cleaning people's bumholes out.
arsehole, I imagine.
Yeah.
She didn't show me hers to be
Can
like,
you imagine it was?
look at that. Let me get it yours. And she did Alison, and then she did mine, and that was full like in the stirrups, almost birthing position.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And she she was such a pro about
Did you have your dick and balls out as well? Or did you get to like cover them?
What do you mean?
Like,
how'd you get your arsehole out in the birthing position and hide your dick and balls? Talk me through it.
Well, just like if you could maybe put like
cushion,
like cup them up with something.
I haven't got that much give in my balls.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. So
I just need a little flannel. No, she wasn't arsed.
She ain't bothered now.
I think there was a towel, but the towel was doing nothing. She's got like
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And because she was so professional, she popped it up, and then it's like it's in stages where the water goes in.
Did it feel good?
And I mean, I was like, oh God, oh God,
Finally,
write this down for my wife. Once I've got to shine it back. Oh, this will be every Saturday. No, it doesn't feel good, but then it feels weird. It feels like you're full the wrong way round.
Like
and then she releases the pressure, and it like there's like a build up of pressure, release of pressure, build up of pressure, and she's sort of filling your like intestine out.
Yeah.
And then it's more just release. And she's like, yes, I can see particles. Yeah, no, I can see poo particles now. Yeah, that's working. Now, people have said the science of colonics is there is no science to it. You're just getting water in your bumhole.
Yeah, I was thinking that because like what it's not normal in it. Your body looks after itself. Like dogs don't need colonics.
Yeah, you're right. Your body does look after itself, but your body.
There's one in LA though.
People's bodies kill them, don't they?
Yeah.
It's just flushing it out, isn't it? It's
I think the theory there is, that if there's toxin, people who aren't
Toxins.
real doctors love the word toxin, don't they? Like, gets
Mm.
all your toxins out. But they say you've got like undigested meat and
From
stuff.
like 7 years ago.
Oh my God,
that's
that's fillet steak from 1982. I was one.
Cheers from school and that.
Yeah, oh my God, there's Lure pack in it. Full packet.
Did you see anything coming out?
No, you don't see. She just
sometimes you can watch it go past on a
No,
tube.
it's like listening to the football on 5 Live when the scores come in. Poo Pod scores 5. Dan's clean bumhole 3. And honestly, the whole experience was quite enjoyed it because you could tell she was good at what she was doing.
Yeah.
And knew what she was talking about, talked me through it. I've forgotten it all, but really gave me like the talk. And she goes on courses. She goes on like colonic weekenders. You know where they get
That's a new ITV2 show.
Yeah, they hire out of Butlins and they all go and like no. But like she goes away to do like to learn about it, but also to do it and to do detoxes that include colonics and she does.
She knew it was.
I was literally about to say, I wonder what a point in her
Nature's
life she
calling.
woke up and thought, this is what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to.
I think she was getting some ass play and then like I could take this further.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can make some fucking money off this.
She saw how well he was after it, and she was like, "Oh, I can do this for loads."
Yeah. God, I feel amazing.
I feel absolutely amazing.
So afterwards, you feel weird and you feel weirdly hungry. I was starving.
Yeah.
Don't know what. I don't know if that's just an experience personal to me. I had one 5 years before when I lived in Didsbury in Manchester.
Yeah.
And it was a lot cheaper, and it was at like a beautician place. And you just book it online. It's like, oh, it's a colonic clinic. And you're like, no, it's not. It's the hairdressers round the corner. So you went in, you got to, and there was a girl. I must have been about 30 at the time. She must have been about 22. And honestly, if she'd have dry heaved during that colonic, I wouldn't have been surprised because she was giving off. She was like, right, okay, if you turn on your side, right, this is like, it was just so much worse. It felt like they basically like hook that up to an old toilet, get a tube there, water will go in there, and then if he feels like he needs to shit himself, there's a toilet next. Now, I'm not a nervous pooer, particularly. I know a lot of people,
What does that mean?
like you get anxiety about pooing if anyone can hear you or if anyone knows you're in the vicinity.
In front of anyone.
Like, just partners when they didn't know I was in the bathroom and I was I'm in here.
At me then as if you were about to be like, can we tell our secret? I was like, it's not me.
Me and Kay have been shitting in front of each other. We've become very good friends recently, and we skipped a few levels. Like, let's have dinner together. No, let's go there.
Go on, the room.
And she was like, right, if you feel the need to go to the toilet's just there. It obviously been like it was almost like balsa wood with the door. So I had to go in, and I had a bum full of water.
Right next to you, essentially.
Just did an Adam Rowe IBS special with a gallon of Evian up my ass. It was like, And then I was bright red with the embarrassment.
Yeah.
It was also warm up there because it was the top of the building. I was sweating, and I went out. And she's just like, right, and now we go again. It was awful. I don't know how long it was meant to be. I think I tapped out. So
they empty it and then you eat and then they full again. I don't get it. What's the point?
No, because it clears out like. It's like,
Yeah.
you know when
Old
you're out,
stuff,
you
yeah.
do a clean,
Yeah.
but then every couple of weeks you do the big clean.
Yeah.
It's like a big clean.
Yeah, but it just gets dirty again.
Yeah, but not to the extent that you need another big clean.
That's just like saying I'm never going to clean the house properly because
Yeah.
it'll just get dirty again.
yeah,
No,
I don't.
But, yeah, but if
like,
the
I'm not
house
gonna
was
clean the car.
self-cleaning, though, like,
No,
you call
but-
on
yeah.
self-cleaning.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, but like your self-cleaning's like your poss around clean, and then you do a big clean.
Yeah.
Where like
Yeah, but if you
you
where you-
mop everywhere.
yeah, but if your house is self-cleaning, then you don't
Did you
need to do.
malfunction then?
But then you don't need to clean, do you? Because your house is self-cleaning.
Yeah, it's true. And I think if you talk to a doctor, they'd be like, yeah, it's just horseshit.
Yeah.
It's
way
just
to
an
get
advanced wipe of the arse.
Apparently
But
chiropractors like
Eat
a
fibre.
snide one as well.
what cracking of
Well, that cracking, it was like
I
invented
thought
by
it was
like a
chiropractor.
con artist dude.
Yeah.
And then like his son like murdered him or something. And then he took it over.
right?
And now and it was just like a big scam. But now like they're like, oh, I'm a
Your bones and your
chiropractor
joints will
doctor.
crack,
Yeah.
but it's not.
But people have like, I think people have like died and shit from like, like when you do the necks and stuff. And
It
like
does look
backs
vicious,
and that.
doesn't it?
It's really,
Like-
it's meant to be not good for you. It was all apparently invented by like a scam artist.
So
like,
we've had to sit
love
her
it.
down and say she's not allowed to do it on herself because she's seen enough videos on YouTube
Yeah.
of the cracking. Either what like watching us watch Instagram reels because they come up.
Yeah.
She was like, I'm going to be a chiropractor. And you're like, you can't do that to your neck, babe.
Yeah.
No.
Are you
So-
scared having a child in this day and age now? Because like they if they're on social media, they can watch like our clips, and our clips are horrendous. Do you know what I mean?
But you shouldn't be on social media at that age, though, innit?
But it's scary, isn't it? Like they're so exposed.
It's scary watching me do clips.
Well, our clips are all about bumming. and that, like.
Well, she's not watching anything until she's older.
Okay.
And I think I'm just going to try and raise a sound kid who's like, yeah, dad's a bit of a knobhead.
Yeah.
We've started to this might go down like a sack of shit. We've started to swear a bit more openly around Etta and go,
Yeah.
they're not words you can use.
Yeah.
That's what I want
Because-
with my family.
But
Because
Yeah,
you're like,
It's just the world. It's the world
I
that
don't-
we
you
live in.
take you take away the taboo of it as well. I think
Yeah.
if you're around swear, I think if you're around swearing growing up, like swearing, still I can't swear in front of my mum now,
Yeah.
and I swear like a
That's weird.
freaking sailor if I'm not.
but the thing about swearing is you have to know when to use it and when not to use
Yeah.
it. I am a phenomenal swearer. I've got no problems with it. Never bothers me
Yeah.
until someone doesn't get the game. My mate Ben, he's a DJ, Felix Leiter, who I did Show Me the Sample with. It's one of my really good mates. And every time I visit Newcastle, we used to go to Zizi's.
Yeah.
And he would sit there telling stories. And he's from Carlisle, working class lad, super animated. His stories are great, but every third word was fuck. And this was 1 p.m. on Grey Street in Newcastle with some 60th birthday, some ladies having a
yeah.
birthday. But literally, where Kay is now, closer than that. And he's like, fucking hell, mate. Fucking hell, fucking hell. I was like, oh, God. Oh, Ben, you're
Yeah.
killing me, mate.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't, I'm all for swearing, but just know
not
when
at
to pull a
Jean's
punch.
60th.
If you
Fifty
swear, if you're
moments,
like, I'm a swearer. Do you swear in front of your nan and granddad?
Yeah.
Because if you do, that's a fucking. If they're flinching,
Yeah.
that's on you. I love swearing. Know when not to do it,
Yeah.
and I think that is hopefully what you're going to try and get with your kids and
Yeah.
go, look, swearing is swearing. They're going to swear as
Yeah.
soon as they're allowed. They'll
Yeah.
swear. Fine. I've got no. How could I have a problem? I'd be such a hypocrite. But also learn when to pull the punch.
Yeah, yeah.
As
Because
soon as you
that's
turn around, she's like, "Fuck you, Dad."
yeah. I don't
Behind
like,
the cushion. Fuck you, Dad.
I think really unrealistic expectations of your children are such a hypocritical
damaging.
because you're like,
just
no,
gonna
I'm
do
an
that.
absolute rat bag, but you're perfect because I made you, and like, what a load of
Yeah.
You're
shit.
just gonna do that Catholic schoolgirl thing and just shag everyone later.
Naughty.
But like in hopefully not Etta.
This
but
a bit this way.
in what was I gonna say? Yeah, in
Just moved it back to where it was.
There you go. Thanks. Sorry,
Only a
guys.
form of torture.
I sort of own it, so I'm allowed to damage it.
Yeah.
In Ireland, they swear like every other word. Who was that comedian? He was like
Tommy Tiernan.
Yeah,
Is it
he's like,
Tommy Tiernan? That's
That
right.
was
The
the
legend,
innit?
Tommy Turner.
Yeah. The A, fucking B, fucking
That's
B,
like the
C.
alphabet in Ireland, but also because Dame works in tattoo shops and that's a subculture. That's they do swear every other word as well, and
Yeah, it was just like it was in an environment where you just didn't have to watch what you were saying and that.
Yeah, and then
you had to be over 18 to come in and get tattooed and that. So
yeah.
you'd always just be fucking.
The signs
I
when
swear-
you go in is like no kids, no crying, no haggling.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's
what
like
we had,
don't
yeah.
come in.
No
and people-
tribunals.
I
Yeah.
made that sign. I used to hate when people haggle you.
No,
Like,
yeah, people come in and try and be like, well, I'll take my business elsewhere, and they're like, well, fuck off.
yeah.
Like,
So
it's just a
yeah,
different
Because
thing.
you've not decided to be a tattoo artist because you want to go down the normal path in
Yeah.
life. Listen, I'm all for swearing. People might disagree with me. I really think swearing it's joyous.
Yeah.
Love it. But
Expression,
also
innit?
to know when you don't need to do it or
Yeah.
shouldn't do it.
Well, my family was just like the same. Every other word was a swear word. So I replaced like with like, oh, fucking, like I say it just in that way. I remember the first time I swore was like me and my dad went to shop and we meant to take something to post or something. And we got all the way back from the shop and we hadn't took the letter. And he went, we forgot it. And I went, shit. And I went, oh, do you know, like it just naturally come out? And I just looked at him like, and he was like, hey.
This
I was
is
dead young.
This is
like-
over a year ago. So Etta would have been 4. And she was drawing in, colouring in. And I was watching her. She didn't know I was watching. I was just on the couch, like watching telly or on my phone. She was just on the coffee table. It was just a really cute little moment. And I was watching. I was like, oh, she's really good. And then she just went over the line and went, fuck's sake. Like
Love it.
perfect.
See, is
I
it
love
hard
that.
not to laugh at that?
Perfect swearing. Oh, that's
Because
naturally
like,
funny.
if you laugh at that, then she goes, oh, he thought that was funny.
Oh, you got to be.
That's
She's
what I
going to
mean,
be. She's got the part of me.
Yeah.
That when I
She's gonna
see
be a
her get a laugh
fox.
and she's like,
There we go.
Yeah.
I can see it in her.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, I like that. But I didn't like. I laughed and I told, look, but I didn't bollock her for it because I don't know.
It's
I don't
hard,
know. Like
it's hard to
she's
shout
just
at
gotta-
it when you swear around the house and that in it as
Also,
well.
like you've got to learn when to say other. Like we were at the zoo the other day, and she went, "Oh, it's boring." And Laura literally just took her to one side and went, "It's really rude." I took Jack because I was like, "We don't need 2 people bollocking.
Yeah.
Someone does the bollock."
Yeah.
And Laura's like, "Don't say that when we're on a day out at a zoo where we pay for the membership.
Yeah.
You've got all these animals. You're in an aquarium, and you're saying you're bored." She's like, "Sorry, mummy," because there's other things you can't say. We're trying to like align that and make sure she's sound. But yeah, she's going to be swearing like fucking anything.
Kind of get it. Those zoos are boring. I'm kind of with her on that one.
But she didn't even mean it. And she's 5 and you're not 5. Zoos are not boring when
she
you're
just got
5.
fed up of
She
walking
just-
around or whatever.
Said like
Yeah.
I think she was like, the fish aren't as good as the fucking giraffe or whatever. But it like
Which is true.
Yeah.
yeah.
Depends
But
what
if you're
fish.
5 and you're like, no, I'm genuinely think zoos are boring. There's a coldness inside you that is
Yeah.
a slight concern, isn't it?
I didn't like zoos when I was that age either, so
Well,
maybe it's me.
okay.
Maybe.
Listen,
Maybe it's
we
me,
may
yeah.
poo together, but not at the zoo where I'm
zoo
a
together.
member.
Are you actually a member at Chester
Fucking
Zoo?
right. If you live in Chester, there's not a ton of things. It's a very pretty town centre. There's loads of restaurants. It's lovely.
Death by Tacos.
It's a chill. Death by Tacos. Shout out. It's a nice place to live. The zoo punches above Chester's weight.
Yeah.
Like Chester Zoo is really Liverpool and Manchester Zoo. You can't call it that because it's in Chester.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't for Liverpool and Manchester, that zoo wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you live 10 minutes from it and you get the membership's like, I don't know what it is, but to go with your whole family for the day is like 90 quid. I think
So
the
expensive
membership for
now.
our whole family is 180 quid a year.
Yeah.
We go
Just go
every
wherever you
month.
want, yeah.
And then you get, it's a fun day out with kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I went
Um,
constantly when I was a kid. Maybe that's why I hate it. Every single school trip, the zoo.
Right, okay.
My dad, obviously, because my dad lives in Chester.
Oh, yeah.
So it was
Does he, where's he?
when my dad, Leach.
Oh,
Yeah.
fucking lunch.
So every friggin', third Sunday that he had us, it was the zoo. So it's just
I
reminds me of
get it.
walking
Nice to have a
around
dad to
while my
take you to
dad's
the zoo, innit?
hungover, not wanting to spend time with me.
Oh, here we go.
Do you know who took me to the zoo? Chav Club when I dropped out of school.
We went to a timber merchant. If I was lucky, there was a piece of wood. Happy the last 3
You are
birthdays.
the 11 reef
Cool.
of trauma. That's what you are.
Guys, my New Year's resolution, I'm doing stand-up this year. I know! For Dean's birthday.
Do you know, I nearly went to press the applause button.
Might still be on there though, if that's still got
Hang
buttons
on.
on it.
Hang on. Have you got your headphones on?
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
There you go.
Fictional crowd.
So you
I'm
need at
so
home. Get your
excited
bits
for
in
you,
there.
you know. I'm so excited for you.
Thanks. I'm sort of I'm gonna film it, and I need to workshop it with comedians, and then I've wrote about 10, 15, and I was gonna do it for Dean's birthday, but because I've already wrote it, I might do it sooner because be arse waiting.
You'll do well
till
before then.
August.
Yeah.
And if I do it soon, it'll be better by August.
That's true.
You know what I do? I just rip the Band-Aid off and not put too much ceremony on it because all it'll do is build. It's a bit nerve-wracking, and you'll be good at it, and you're funny, and
Thank you.
it'll go great. But it is nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
I try and take away as much ceremony as possible.
Yeah.
When people are like, I'm going to do my first gig, do you want to come and see it? Like, don't take your mates. Don't need your mates there.
I know,
Fuck
I
that.
wasn't gonna.
You just need to get on the stage. It'll go how it goes.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you need to do it 1,800 times more.
Yeah.
And then another,
Yeah.
people really build up that first
Well,
gig.
people
But
do film the first gigs though, so I do want it filmed. I might just never look at it.
I wish I had my first gig filmed.
I'm in
Oh
a
God,
weird
I don't.
position. Like,
Cameras
this is
hadn't
a
been
weird
invented. Go on.
starting point.
Yeah.
And so I've got the ability to document it. So
Yeah.
I do want to. Whether it goes out or doesn't, whether it goes on Patreon or just stays on my hard drive. But I'd like to document it. The process.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, just
And also I'm going to invite my most avid podcast fans. Please come and laugh loud.
you inviting this lot to the gig?
Yeah.
Oh well,
When are you
that's
going to do it?
That'd be a
don't
nice
know.
one, won't it?
Is
Hopefully.
it just going to be like
I need
a
to
night
workshop it. I need to workshop it with
on?
people. And then,
that'll be a soft landing. That's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
It'll be amazing. You'll be incredible as you are at everything.
It's got some mad stories, me mate. It's been on a journey, me mate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm aware.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also, don't be afraid to take a tap in as well.
What?
Just if there's a simple
Just
laugh,
easy laughs, yeah.
just get it.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't have to write your Edinburgh show
No.
straight off the bat.
I know.
I mean,
Well,
she has.
No, what,
Do you know Because I get you're smart and you've got an amazing story to tell.
Yeah.
Sometimes with stand up, it's nice to just
not done
get
my
the
first gig.
ABCs.
I've not done
Yeah.
my first gig, but my toes call fatherless chat, and I'm going to swing in from the rafters like a bat.
So,
Do you know
can
what
I
mean?
support you?
Yeah. Definitely.
Tour.
Absolutely not.
We're going on tour.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for
I
that.
booked all my support acts for my
That'll be
2023 tour. Dan Nightingale special. And guess who's with me on every single night? Dean Coughlin and Amy Lee Owens. I'm excited to get to every one of those hotels to find out what name I've put you two under. Yes, it was really hard because we had 30 hotels, but I needed a different name up every time.
Have you?
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. I hope we're allowed in.
It'd
Do they not match your IDs or not? No.
You what?
Do they not check your ID?
The running bit is going to be, I'm going to have to go, the people who booked it, they've really got that wrong. He's not called Den Crablin.
It will be from now on.
It'd be boss to go like Spice Girls with it and have like a double-decker bus as your tour bus.
Oh,
That'd be
yeah.
boss, wouldn't it? Like
You've got an
open
Audi
top or
Q7.
whatever. What?
Got an Audi Q7.
All right, okay, yeah.
I don't-
Trailer on back.
I priced up. I really wanted to do a
Go to
bus.
the special
Yeah.
I
bus thing,
really wanted to do a bus. And then I sort of talked to Laura about it. And I was honestly pricing up £15,000, like Mercedes 8-seaters.
Yeah.
And then basically to just do the visual
Just be like,
joke of, my tour's called Dan Nightingale Special. And we've got a special
Yeah,
bus.
yeah, yeah.
And I think Laura has every right to A, not play with my bumhole if she chooses to. And B, go, are you sure we need to spend that much money
Yeah.
on a... And then, because I'm a knobhead, I'll be like, don't worry, we'll get resale on it.
Yeah.
And then I won't sell it. And it'll be on the drive and she'll
Yeah,
hate
yeah.
me. But
Are you a hoarder?
I'm the very opposite of a hoarder.
Okay.
I'm a...
What, That's
a
good.
religious clearer.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Oh,
Apart from
I'm on
buses.
first name terms with the guys at the tip.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Really?
Love the tip.
Love a tip run.
Love it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm on my. I've on 2 this year. It's the fucking
Fuck off, have you?
4th of January.
No way.
Also, one of the best tip. If we're gonna do dad chat,
Tip rankings.
one of the best tip runs, and sometimes you'll need to do too, is the post Christmas tip run, because the fucking newbies, the absolute tourists, do it while the kids are off school. Never do that. Find space in your garage. Get all the bin liners, all the shit, all the present wrappings, all of the recyclables, all of the boxes of shitty toys. Get them all in there, pile them in and leave them. And then roll up on the 3rd of January when everyone's gone back to work and you just cruise into the tip.
Nailed it.
Dump the shit. Oh, I love it. My mum was a hoarder and I will never, ever. I won't put up with it.
As I put you
Everyone
on,
does
put
the
you on the other
opposite of
side,
what
yeah.
the mum did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Laura's mum loves ass play. Apparently. Hey Jude, you alright?
Jude the
Jude the
man.
dude.
Yeah.
I need a wee, guys.
Okay.
Oh, we're having a
Right.
break.
Yeah, a
Little
little
break
break.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the
See you in a
dykes.
minute.
See you in a minute.
What a nice place for an interval.
Feel Supreme.
We contacted these guys ourselves because we wanted to be sponsored by a brand that we genuinely believed in.
If you want to improve your sleep, digestion, relieve stress, everything you want for an easier life, you need to get on Feel Supreme.
We started using the Lion's Mane tincture, which was winner of the best supplement award in the UK. We put it in our coffee in the morning and it helps with memory and focus. Studies show that Lion's Mane stimulates the growth of brain cells and helps to protect against disease such as Alzheimer's. And it's the easiest way to do it. Just put it in your coffee in the morning.
Lovely. Tastes nice.
Done.
Flying.
Wash.
Have you ever heard of nicotinamide riboside?
What's that, dear?
Riboside, motherfucker. Neither had we.
We hadn't heard of it either. You need to look it up because apparently it's a natural anti-aging supplement. Widely studied health benefits that you can use to treat cardiovascular, neurodegenerative and metabolic disorders.
Who doesn't want to deal with the metabolic and neurodegenerative
And
disorders?
cardiovasculars.
I do.
They've got loads of stuff. They've got CMOS, they've got hemp protein, stuff for your brain, stuff for your gut, stuff you've never heard about. But once you read up on it, you'll be like, why have I not heard of this? And why isn't it taught in schools?
Ashwagandha.
Shilajit.
All this stuff is good for you.
We're not just making up words. These are actual things that you need to know about.
They make you feel supreme.
TMHC 15.
For 15% off, you feel 15% more supreme
Yeah.
with 15% off TMHC 15.
Feel supreme.
Go get your brain stronger.
We'll get some Riverside.
Feel supreme.
Hi everyone. Sorry, I forgot to promote my stand-up special. Smash It is going on YouTube on Wednesday, the 25th of January. It will be amazing if you could go and watch it now and watch me talk shit in a church. So it's my first ever stand-up special, and it was part of the reason I came on the Mild High Club, you know, to promote it, and I just got excited and talked about ass play. And my ex-girlfriend, who I respectfully, respect.
Flag.
It's really backfired. Go and watch my stand-up special, Smasher, on YouTube now at Have a Word Pod. Cheers.
So we hit some Patreon questions up. We've had a few questions for you, man. I forgot that I put the thing out for questions, and then someone commented being like, oh, have a word. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about here? Why are you talking about the arena show and that? And then I went, oh, yeah, put questions out for Dan.
So Katie Bradley, it's not a question. She just says, as you know, these are always my faves. Love our Dan.
It's right, Katie.
Who's that?
Katie
Bradley.
Oh, we love Kate.
Here in Adele.
Yeah.
Always just
Absolutely.
twosome coming down.
Yeah, the twosome.
live
Come
show.
down
Favourites.
to my first gig and
Love
laugh.
Adele.
Netto Fabulous. Now then, when other comedians talk about you, it's in such wonderfully reverential terms. How does being viewed as a comedian's comedian affect you? Does it add extra pressure, or is it just watered off a duck's back?
It's just nice that our industry is a lot more supportive than it was when I started out.
Yeah, this community is great.
This is taking it to a next level.
Yeah, I don't
You've
think
also,
it's-
I'm sure there's some comics that feel a bit left out, and hopefully they'll realise that that's because they've not been as sound as they need to be. If you're a good egg and you're and you're willing to work and graft and hustle, and then also you come on and you're likable and interesting or funny. It's not complicated, is it? So we're all very supportive, but the whole circuit for the last 10, 15 years has been noticeably more supportive. And also my position in the circuit got stronger. So I was young when I did my first gigs. I was just shy of my 21st birthday. And I turned professional when I was 23. Like I turned professional in comedy the same the year before John Bishop.
That's fast as well. That in like
so
2
like
odd years.
I'm younger than him. Like, but I was, because I started young and got the ball rolling quick. I was around a lot of older dudes, and I was like, oh, some of these are mean old cunts. And the jonglers circuit was a really negative place to be. And also, when I first turned up, I was like 25, and they just saw me as a threat to the work that they felt they were.
A lot of famine mentality
old.
in the comedy scene,
and that changed a lot. And comedians talking like that is part of a bigger thing of like comedians are more supportive with each other. So it's nice to hear stuff like that. I know there's a lot of comics who don't feel like that. I don't care. It's fine. It's all good. If I spent too much time thinking about that and being like, God, I am really talked about in reverential terms, I don't think that'd be a positive. But it'd also be if you rate that, or if you place a lot of importance on other comedians rating you, you're also going to get in a mess because you'll worry about comedians not liking you. I think you've just got to know what you're doing and like what you're doing, and then just get on with it. Like I actually don't think this is a bit too sort of behind the curtain, but the best stand-up I've ever done was in 2018 and 2019. I've never been better at stand-up.
Was that when you done the bungalow?
I'd done Sex, Drugs and My Nana's Bungalow, dumped that material, and then wrote a new 40 minutes. And then that's when I started falling out of love with the circuit, because I wrote my best ever sort of chunk of material, and I kept going to gigs and I was losing weekend crowds.
Right.
I was like having crowds go, what? And I was like, oh my heart, because I was like, oh, because
you enjoyed the material so much.
I've got better, and I'm doing. Some of the gigs I did were great. I was having the reason I know I was getting better is because some of the gigs, half of the gigs I was doing, I was like, oh, this is the best stand-up I've done. And in front of a good crowd, in a crowd, like a proper comedy club, I was having the best gigs I was having. And I think some of the way I'm talked about by other comics was cemented by those couple of years.
I think Beat the Frog helped as well.
Beat the Frog, but that was,
because you get a lot of people coming through. Like Hutchie always says that, like, you were one of the first people he's seen, like, Beat the Frog, and everyone just looks at you going, how can you be that good? No, because and then they all come up through the ranks, so you're like you're someone who they see as like an established professional. And
then I worked out early with Beat the Frog that you had to be kind to acts, because when everyone else was being when the Comedy Store were doing the Gong Show, and it was they were encouraging their compers to be a bit brutal, I was like, well, we need to do this weekly, and we're a smaller club, so I'll just be a bit more supportive and won't, like, people got gonged off or honked off, but I never, like, I watched the Gong Show and someone would walk on and be like, what the fuck are those shoes? Gong. Hey, that guy's maybe driven for 3 hours.
So nerve-wracking as well, going up to do one for that to happen, like getting judged on your appearance. Like, what the fuck?
I never wanted it to be like that. So that's sort of put me in good stead.
Some guys ejaculate to
that. When COVID hit and everything shut down, I'd already had a bad sort of 6 months a year where I was like, God, I'm doing so many gigs where I just need to do a job. I started doing just slightly older, easier stuff, and my heart was going, like, the podcast kicking off and changing my working life, changing my life, was a massively important thing for me, because I was starting to lose my love of the circuit. And I think if you lose the love, you lose, like, the drive, and you'll get found out by guys younger than you, less experienced, but they want it more, because that hunger is massively important. And the tour that I just did, Smasher, I was great. I was really happy with it. I've got better stand-up in me. And I'm excited about this tour in 23, Dan Nightingale Special. Because I'm going to try and use the momentum that I got from Smasher. Where I was like, I wanted to give everyone that came to the tour a great night. So I booked really good support acts. I went on, set the night up. I had Ishan Vittorio and Jamie Hutchinson, all smashers, all brilliant, all people that I love from our podcast.
Yeah.
And then I worked so hard on putting that show together to make sure it was great from start to finish. I actually think there's parts of that was great, really good, but I've got better stand-up in me.
Yeah.
And I want to, this autumn, I want to get back to that where I'm like, yeah, it works. Yeah. Everyone loves it, but I'm like, that's fucking good stand-up. Yeah. So yeah, that's something, again, so there's what I'm talking about momentum and hunger. Yeah. I've got it back because I'm now in a lane that's new to me. I'm like, fuck, I get to do hour and 10-minute shows in front of a load of people who know me from a podcast. Yeah. I don't have to apologize for so we can joke like about like in the first section doing LGBTQ plus MF. I know I'm being a dick. Yeah. If you don't know me, if you're from that community and you see a white straight man making these jokes, you're like, well, he's not an ally.
Fuck that guy.
Like, no, but if you know me and you've listened to the hours and hours and hours of podcasts, you're like, he absolutely is, but they like to fuck around. And talking about religion and talking about,
I've been told I'm racist to Chinese people.
Yeah, of course you have, because they don't know or like you.
Yeah. Because you are.
Yeah. But I'm allowed.
You know, and they haven't found that out about me yet, but I am. But I that's exciting for me, and it's given me that hunger again. You're like, oh, this is all new, and I can get better at it. And that's what was frightening about the year, maybe 12 months before COVID. I was starting to go, if I write stand up that I love, and then I'm going to clubs and they're like, what? It's like, what?
Yeah, it's just a bit wounding, innit? Because you're like, I love this, and you aren't really.
Yeah, so I actually started phoning it in a bit.
Yeah. And then that sort of, you don't want to be doing that. Then is it like the whole reason you do stand up is because you're like, this is what I think's funny. Here it is. And then if you start like,
and I'll never not do that. But with Smasher, there was elements where I was like, this is funny, and that's good enough. Yeah. And now with this tour, because it's a clean slate, I've got some old stuff, I've got some brand new ideas. Yeah. But I want it to be like, oh yeah, it's funny, and I really love it. Yeah. Like I think it's the best stand-up I've done.
Yeah, sick. Looking forward to seeing it.
That's a very nice email.
Yeah, lovely.
Next question. Why are you such a cunt?
Yeah, I like just observing the industry from an outside perspective. It's just because it is like a one-man thing. I think it can be very not community based,
isolated.
Yeah,
we're all sole traders.
Yeah, so I think I read a book called, what was it? I think it's called Radical Friends, and it's just like growing businesses based on friendship terms and how beneficial that is, because a lot of businesses it's not enjoyable and it's like trying to compete with each other. And if you all like grow businesses as friends, it's just a well nicer environment. And I said to Callum, I was like, we're all way stronger together. So let's fucking do something together.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we had a chat. I sent a message on New Year thanking yous, but like I count, like I'm so new and such a baby, and like to be so
big sexy baby.
How I count my lucky stars that yous got me when yous did and took that chance on me, because
but that's happened with us though. That's happened with me. This is what and then like these have done it for me. Dan and Adam have helped me loads and us loads.
They've helped us so
much.
Like having used
these have probably got people who've done it for them. So I think the only way is to pass it on. Otherwise, you become this bitter old comic that doesn't want to help anyone out, because like you should be comfortable enough in your ability that I can help this kid out, and if he does well, that's sound. I'm already doing well. We can all do well. There's enough space for us all to do well. But there's some people who are like, no, only me can do well, not you. Yeah. Do you get what I mean?
Well, and also your work life is one of the few places in your life that you really are spending time with people who are younger than you, less experienced than you, older than you, more experienced. Because my family life is my family. Anyone that's related to it, we've been like Laura and her family have been chugging along for a long time. Yeah. Me and Mike, like that's set. It doesn't change much. Yeah. Like your friends, most of my real friends, are friends that I made when I was somewhere between the ages of like 14 and 20. And I don't make a lot of new friends like that. It's your work life where really you've got that opportunity to be a cunt to older people or fucking snidey to inexperienced people, or you can be a positive force because you're passing it forward. You've been handed down sound. I remember all of the dickheads from when I started out, the mean-spirited, negative arseholes who knew how important it was to me and mugged me off in front of other people. Ed Byrne and Mark Mayer and I've got there's a list of comics who should have known better. And then I remember the comics, Darrow O'Brien, Jim Jeffries, Craig Campbell. I've got a longer list of the guys who were like, cool, I can sense that you are keen. Let Mick Ferry. Like, and sometimes it was tough. And sometimes it was tough love. Mick Ferry's bollocked me. Taking me, not in front of people. He's taken me to the side and gone, look, that was bullshit. And it was either a professional thing or a personal thing within stand-up, and hugely important.
That's it. He went about it the right way, and he pulled you to one side and went, "Hey, look, whatever's going on." He doesn't call you out in front of everyone and make you look like a dickhead and that. You know what I mean?
Be a good fucking person, and also, just because someone's been around for ages doesn't mean they're great. Like, use people, like the people coming up. I've just booked the support literally this morning, yesterday, for my tour next year, and I've got Mark Nelson in the north, Nick Doody, I've got Callum, and I've basically booked people who are good and sound, but that's an equal I want people who are like, there's loads of comics I know who will do a good job. Who do I want on tour with me? And
these guys.
These guys. Who's right?
Yeah, that would be great. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Ew. Next question. Have you finished? Did you finish?
Yeah. I don't want to get too inside baseball with it because I know that people that listen to these podcasts, they do like hearing the ins and outs, but there's a way of talking about this that we very rarely give each other time on Have a Word anymore, because our pace is quicken up. People who listen to our pod will know the pace is quicken up, and it's faster, sillier, and we've got in the groove of like, oh, hang on, like we're the fast, funny, and sometimes you get to the end and go, God, we could have really talked about that. But there's also the other side to that coin is like, you can talk about stuff like this in depth
for hours.
But there is a point where you're like, someone's going to be listening going, fuck, that was a bit.
Talk about ass play again.
That's why I booked Mark Nelson. Great at ass play. If you want ass play, north of Carlisle.
So it's good comic sounds, good at ass play.
Good at ass play,
Oh, God, imagine getting pegged by Mark Nelson. Wow, fuck, that would be bleak.
Next question.
Cosmic Steez says, when's he bringing that BMX to the skate park? No excuses, Dan. I'm 48 and started riding at the age you are now, lad.
Cool. Well, thanks for that, Cosmic Steve. So I bought the BMX in the summer, got it delivered.
Sick BMX, that.
Hit there's so many things I want to show, like 15-year-old Daniel Nightingale. Go, listen, look, you're gonna widen a little bit. That hairstyle's not gonna be as spiky as you're gonna hope, but I want to show 50-year-old me like, wow, when you're 41, that's gonna be put on your business account. That is the dream. That's my dream BMX from 1995, 96. It's in the studio now. I rode it to get to the arena. We did the video.
Which was hilarious, that video, by the way. This will be out after you've released that, so we can have a little chat about it. But you had a little stunt guy, didn't you? And there was a little second where I was like, fucking Dan, sick on BMX, you know?
we were all sat there
going, and then I went, that's not Dan. And then I went, I think it is Dan. Like, it was mad. I was
Some
like,
people
how long's he been
genuinely
practicing here?
think it was me.
I didn't think it was you.
No,
Dad.
of course.
Some of them, though, I was
But
like,
Etta
You did
did.
film
When
for a
Etta watched the
second.
video, she went,
Oh.
Daddy,
Sick
dangerous.
Sick trick,
And she went,
Daddy.
fuck's sake.
fucking red, man.
I love the BMX. I don't have a lot of occasion to ride a BMX. So it's here. It's now become part of our history.
Yeah.
And it's going to be more useful in this studio.
Yeah.
Because I'm more likely to go, fuck, I need to just nip up to content. Do you know what? I'm going to ride the
Blast
BMX.
down,
Yeah.
Because I live in a village in Cheshire.
Yeah.
If you ride a bike in any one direction, you're out of the village and into country lanes in about a quarter of a mile.
Yeah, you don't
So
need
where
that.
am I taking a BMX?
Yeah.
So it's in Liverpool and it's going to be used if I ever just need to just fucking
Nip up the
shoot
road or
up to
something.
hot water or
Good for
something.
promo shots as well.
It's been, I love it. And there's a shot that Jack Finnegan did at the arena where I just dropped it and then went to do my stand-up set and he took a picture of it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
Some class
You will
photos.
never
Yeah.
see me
So good.
at a skate park.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Maybe
Doing
do
it,
a,
we'll do it
do
on
a
tour.
special. You could do a Patreon
Yes.
special at the
Yes,
skate
that
park.
would get
I'd rather go the swingers and
Some of them have
Need
some of them have like
pads
big foam pits in it.
Oh
so
my
you can
God.
go in a big ramp off and just land in foam.
How much of a goon do you have to be to ride a BMX to a gangbang? Where are you going down? Swingers? Excuse me, I will bang you, Barbara, but where can I padlock my bag? Right on my tit. Yeah, no, I'm not. So it's going to be limited use.
Yeah. I love how it's like ADHD centre out there, innit?
Oh, there's all sorts out there, isn't
ping
there?
pong, VR,
Buckshot.
trolleys.
Yeah, give it another
Games,
2 years. We'll have an
guitars.
auction.
Yeah.
There'll
Have you
be
ever
a.
played ping pong with Amy, by the way?
Is she got?
no
It
chaos.
is like the first
Really?
20 minutes
I
to
think
Save
I'm
It Private
disabled.
Ryan. She is
But you're
terrifying.
culturally.
But I've got fire in it.
She is.
No, but
I
like,
can't control.
I know
I,
you think
I feel
No.
things strongly, so when it comes to it, I'm like,
yeah.
she just goes
It's horrific.
hits it up.
But does it not just come that?
only out my fan.
Welcome to Benidorm. You're not in Benidorm, Amy. Close your legs. You're in Birkenhead and you ruined the party.
No, I know it should be a mission at ping
No,
pong
it shouldn't.
strategy.
And that's a racist,
Racist,
joke,
that,
Amy.
Amy.
And we
this is
have,
why people are saying what they're saying.
we've got to learn.
Hey,
God.
my granddad owned a chipper. He did. Okay, Jane Pickering.
Shout out Jane Pickering.
Shout out Jane.
Queen
love you.
Jane.
Queen of
The
podcast.
first half of the Have a Word special about them going to watch the rugby match in Spain was one of the best films I saw last year and would definitely have earned a London Podcast MBE all round. Have a Word would have refused to accept them, of course. Please ask Dan.
Fuck the Queen. That's what that was.
Please ask Dan what he was thinking while him and Adam were windsurfing together in the marvellously symbolic and moving final scene.
So I wanted to, for people who don't know, I wanted to go. I find it very entertaining that the rugby league, Super League, which is massively dominated by northern working class towns and their clubs, Warrington, Leeds, Castleford, St Helens, Wigan, Hull,
Thank you
twice.
for representing St Helens so hard in that special.
Yeah, well,
it was so.
I'm Saints for
up.
life. I'm Saints
Good.
for life.
Great.
And I found this out a few years ago that there's a team called the Catalan Dragons who initially I thought were in Barcelona because I saw it and went, I'm just going to make up what that is in my head.
Yeah.
Then found out through Chris Washington, who is from Lee
Yeah.
and likes rugby league, that they play in Perpignan in the south of France, which apparently is nice, but it's not as picturesque. But in my head, Perpignan is classy as south of
Sounds lovely.
France.
Yeah.
And now we have some cunts from Widnes.
Yeah.
So they have home fixtures in Perpignan. All these northern rugby league fans
Yeah.
go to. In my head, I was like, I need to see how this goes. So I said to
Plays
Washy
out,
last year, the year before last, I was like, Washy, let's go.
Mm.
Let's go and watch. I just want to see anyone. He was like, yeah, no, totally, we will. And then we never did.
Mm.
And then I blagged these. They weren't asked. I blagged these. The one weekend that worked, it was St. Helens at Catalan Dragons. We worked it out. We booked it late. The flight to Perpignan was full. So we went to the South Barcelona airport. It took an hour. I gave up on the rugby league in a car park beer
I
garden.
know, yes, instantly.
And what
He
proceeded
had one
was
beer and went,
It was
fuck
after-
rugby.
I got so pissed. And I was hungover at 3:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen. And what happened was we filmed just a weird, stupid fuck around in what was it called? Lorette de Mar.
It was boss because it
And
felt like it was on holiday with you.
Right.
Like, when I was watching it going,
We got
I feel like I
we
don't
got a
need
few
to go
people
away.
coming and going, right, well, I've just watched
Rugby.
my uncles go and fucking piss up.
'Cause they were
The
looking for
rugby league would have been
innit?
class. And you're
Yeah.
like, yeah, it would have been. But if you like our podcast, you've sort of got to accept that stuff like
You're
that
gonna
is
fuck
going to
about,
happen.
innit? Yeah, yeah.
And I promise you this, I am going to go and watch rugby league
Yeah.
at COUGHLIN Dragons in my lifetime. I don't know when it's going to be. And it culminated on the final day. The second to last day, in us, Adam was hammered, and we went up and did a dual
Windsurf.
like what's it called? Paragliding?
Paragliding.
Not
Paragliding, yeah.
No,
it
it's
is.
parasailing.
parasailing.
Yeah.
We did it, didn't we?
Yeah, yeah.
Picture of us.
We went up there, and Adam was like he's literally like Mr. T with heights, like ain't getting on playing fool. And we got up there, and then the fear just.
Goes
I wasn't
away.
scared, but he was a bit like scared. Is instantly when you get up there, it's very cool and calming.
Tranquil.
And we had a 40-minute chat, and it was the nicest, reflective,
Yeah.
just sort of nostalgic chat. And I think as we just sort of sailed around the bay in Lorette de Mar, and you could see like South France there, and like we just sort of reflected on we are up in the
pod
sky
history and that, yeah.
doing a parasail, and we're on holiday, and we've done this podcast, and Adam and I talk a lot, and it's usually, 98% of it is podcast. 1% of it is running the podcast.
Yeah.
And then 1% of it is like our lives.
Yeah,
Because we
yeah.
do so much on like camera. And it was amazing to just have 40 minutes
Of no
where you
f-
couldn't
not
go
on-
anywhere.
And he didn't have his
couldn't
phone.
go on his
That was it.
phone.
Yeah.
And he was a bit drunk.
Yeah.
And it was beautiful. And we just had a lovely moment. And it was stunning. And
Yeah.
I'm, as much as like it was lovely, I'm glad that no one will ever see it, because we put a lot of ourselves on the pod.
But that was just a little
And that
special
was
moment
fine
between
that
you.
that wasn't.
Yeah.
It was really nice. Very proud of what we've done. It's
Oh, yeah, you
hectic.
fucking
It's a
should
bit of
be.
a mess
Yeah.
sometimes. That camera's gone off. Is that
That's
all
all
right?
right, yes.
That moment was a nice one to sort of reflect on it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's lovely, yeah. Yeah, you should be proud. You
Yeah,
just
it's
fucking
incredible.
smashed it.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
One of the
I mean,
best moments from that special is, and it's one of my favourite things. Will did the editing, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who absolutely superb editing was the shot of you in the taxi on the way to the hotel with your head out the window, just shoveling crisps in your mouth. That was just absolutely biblical. It was fantastic. I had 3 separate people send screenshots to me saying, "Oh, this is you." I was like, "Oh, damn, got me." It was so.
I don't
so
think I'll
fantastic.
ever have a pint at 5:45 a.m. again. It's just I'm
It's an
not
early one.
like
that.
I can booze,
Yeah.
but I'm not that good at boozing.
Yeah.
And
You're going to booze much in Amsterdam?
it was great
Or
fun.
is
And
all
I'm really,
staying off it?
I don't know.
Is it all-
I need to get out of the habit of drinking and then going, I want to do a bit of coke, because
Yeah.
I've obviously last year it went all a bit weird with me for the first time ever,
Yeah.
and I just lost a bit of control. But it wasn't a social problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a little fucking coke gremlin problem where I was like, well, what if I just get it on my own?
Yeah.
And it was a bit scary, cracked it, dealt with it. And then as last year, 2022 just developed, I was like, oh, I've dealt with that. But every time I've been out in Liverpool, someone's got some or I've tried to get some, and I need to break that because I've seen how low it can
Just
go.
slip back into it.
So I've just gone back to how I always was, which
Yeah.
is every 3 or 4 weeks there'll be a drink,
Yeah.
and that I do it, and it's
Yeah.
fine. I don't do anything to excess, and that's just my.
It's all in
but
moderation,
you
innit?
get a
That's
bad
like-
night's sleep.
Yeah.
It's not good for you, whatever.
Oh.
But now I've seen that there is an offshoot of me that I'd never seen before, which
Yeah.
is like, oh, I could lose control again.
Yeah.
And I genuinely don't want to lose what I've got, my family,
Yeah, definitely.
and I'm trying to break the association
Yeah.
with drinking and then phoning some fucker.
Mushrooms might help with that.
So
you know.
I'm in Amsterdam. I really cannot go down that route.
Yeah.
So I might have a few bits. Yeah.
Yeah. Davey Ash broke his addiction by
DMT.
He did DMT, and this being come up to him, he was like, I need help with my coke addiction.
It's hilarious.
And the being was just like, just don't do it, lad.
That was the advice. Just don't do it. And he was like, sound.
Omnipotent, omniscient, benevolent,
he was like,
scouse
Mother
being.
Earth, come out of the wall. Just don't do it.
I think I've spoken to God, and he's like, scouse. Lad, I'm Jesus, innit? Don't do it, lad.
Yeah, it's so funny, that.
Are you into mushies or?
Well, I'm not a weed guy. I'm not a Potter.
Like
I'm not a Harry Potter.
Little edibles. Too much.
I don't know, mate. I want to do some shrooms.
Yeah.
I want to do some shrooms.
Yeah, because weed's down as like I have
Amy,
weed.
your solution to absolutely everything is mushrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, because uppers.
It's the only
cures all.
I'm depressed and I need uppers.
The Bible is mushrooms.
I'm very much looking forward to doing mushrooms with you.
Yeah.
I think that will be a great giggle.
It's gonna be funny, innit?
When I've done mushrooms in the past, apart from the time when I lost control of my bum and pooed my pants.
That'd be fun for us.
But again,
that's a
we
story.
definitely did talk about
we can
that
buy
on
nappies.
the oldest Mild High.
About that one,
I get buying nappies with my flashlight napping. I can get back to like Sorg, like, all right, babe. Wearing incontinent.
But there's a sick exhibit thing called NXT or something in Amsterdam. Smith and Callum and all that went the other week. Said go on mushrooms. It's like, like
the
full
mad one.
3D art
Yeah,
installations and that.
So here's my thing with being stoned. It never makes me feel dead great. Like maybe I've been doing it wrong, but I've done it a few times.
Yeah.
It makes me overthink and go quiet and get a bit paranoid.
Yeah.
And that's not me going, oh, I've tried it twice, I don't like it. I've tried it many a time.
I have that,
and it just doesn't suit me.
I have that for the first.
Smoking or edible?
I've had edibles before. Yeah.
So it's smoking.
Strong.
Because I
just end up a bit. I just like my head goes, and I get a bit.
Downer.
Yeah, I can't stop
thing with them.
overthinking when I'm stoned.
Yeah, and you can use that to your benefits as well. Like it can be a positive and a negative, that overthinking and stuff. Because I think being a bit paranoid about certain things can be helpful. Do you know what I mean?
Not in Amsterdam, though, eh?
No.
With Ro, with Adam, Ro, and Carl. No, mate.
We'll see.
I want to be giggly and like, oh, the colours.
Yeah.
When did you last have weed?
10:15.
Okay.
He just didn't agree with me. But I was like, these Rice Krispies are fucking great.
Does make stuff taste amazing.
Oh yeah, get high and go to like a dessert shop.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Oh, really?
But what age, like, where was you in your life, I mean, when you last had it? Because that can make a big difference as well. Because is your head in a better place now than perhaps it was?
Last time I did it, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I had some, not resin, weed oil. No, weed.
See, like THC oil.
THC.
Like really concentrated.
Yeah.
So it's like black in it.
The stuff that you like.
Yeah.
Dab.
And
yeah.
I mean, so when we lived in Leeds, me and Laura met 8 years ago, and we were seeing each other for a bit. I was living with my mate Bondi, and then we were like, right, you're from Nottingham, I'm from Preston. There's a really sound city that's an hour and 10 minutes from both of these places, or hour and 20 or whatever. Leeds. I like it. I gig there regularly.
Yeah.
Let's give it a try. So we lived in a flat in Headingley, and got engaged there. It was great.
Yeah.
I like Leeds. Laura wasn't dead happy. She didn't like the job, and that sort of ruined it. And I didn't have loads of mates there or whatever. But there was a little period where we had like that cannabis oil or whatever.
Yeah.
And I went through a little phase of doing it. And this is before we had kids or whatever. And I had one really good effort on it.
Yeah.
Where I had the day off. It was roasting. It was beautiful. And I had a big dab, like a decent sized dab.
Yeah.
I had my really comfy running shoes. I was just dressed for a walk.
Yeah.
And I went out and I had a walk right through Headingley, right to the back of Headingley. And I stopped and I got like a bottle of water at a shop. I was like, You know when you're stoned, you're like,
Yeah, I do know.
you're like, and you're just like, do it normal.
Yeah.
Can I get a bottle of vodka? And some like Asian dude's like, yeah, like £1.29.
Yeah.
Like, thank you. And then I had to piss next to a power station.
Yeah.
Not a power station. You know those weird,
A pylon.
no, you know, like in an estate or in a town, like you'll have
Just
like
a little house that's
a little
all the names
powerhouse.
in.
Yeah.
and then it's always got like there's no windows. It's all like warning signs, and it's usually fenced.
Yeah.
But someone had broken the fence. I was like, I need a wee. It's so warm, and I was like, I need a wee. I can't go in a pub or anything. I was like, right, I'm gonna go and wee, and I spun my head like I was like, I'm pissing on power. I was my memory of it was so high. It's like 1:45 in the afternoon, one of the hottest days of the year. Walk back. If you go round the back of Headingley, off Otley Road, the back of Headingley falls down into like a valley, and there's like some fucking pretty ropey farms down there, but there's some nice kind of walks, and you could walk back up to my flat. I managed to find like a newsagent that's got a fucking ice cream, like a Magnum.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it's the best thing ever. And then walked past the field with a horse. I just had a fucking moment. But not even a nice horse, like a proper horse, like a like. All right, it's like so high. Then it got back to the flat, lay down, and had one of the most. You know when you have an afternoon nap. So I was just closed my eyes. I was like, I was out.
Yeah.
And I love to see my Whoop track it. It was one of them. I went from conscious to having a weird little headspace to the hardest like hour and a half sleep. That maybe is my only good weed story. And it was me just in the right mood.
Sounds like a lovely day, that.
It does sound like a really nice
I think you've got to be in the right headspace with anything, really. If you get bladdered and you're depressed, it's not going to help your depression. Do you get what I mean? It's like, I think it'll just add on to whatever you're already feeling. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so I see what you mean.
Yeah.
If you're in a bad way, if you drink alcohol, it's probably not going to make everything all right, is it?
Yeah.
If you're in a great mood and you have booze, genuinely, Coke, this is why Coke is, people are bored of me talking about it. What's dangerous with me and Coke is I could and would do it in nearly every situation. And I think that's when you're like, oh, that's how I know it's an actual problem with me. Because I'm like, that walk would have been great on Coke. And I'm like, woo! I'd have gone in that pub, had a piss,
Punched
made
that
some
horse.
friends. And you're like, yo, you should do some of my Coke. We should swap numbers. And we should do this Coke again.
We should start
but yes, so I don't have a lot of good weed stories, but that was a pretty good day.
Looking forward to Amsterdam, can't we?
Every time I did shrooms, I had a great time.
Yeah.
So like,
Mushies is gonna be boss. I can't.
and I'm a fussy fucking eater.
Yeah.
Like
Have you had the truffles?
I will never
Amsterdam
eat
ones?
mushrooms. If it gets me high, I'm like this.
I like
Yeah,
that.
shit.
I had the truffles in Amsterdam and they're fucking disgusting.
No, I'm literally. So when this was,
Probably get
we all had a
chocolates or
shared
something.
house in Manchester. This is a couple of years before I lived with Barry and Wanky Andy Watson.
Andy Wanky
Yeah,
Watson.
we did some shrooms, and everyone was like, "Oh, I put them in a tea, or I put them in like a sandwich." And like, just do the drugs, man.
Just eat them,
If you want it to feel good,
yeah.
just fucking
I don't
chow
mind
it
eating
down,
the
man.
mushrooms, like just as like we've gone picking and that. So
What even is a truffle? Like a little chocolate truffle?
No,
So
no,
it's the same as a mushroom, but it's like almost
grown
deformed
different.
and it grows under the ground. So
Yeah.
it grows in like a cluster rather than coming up.
Yeah, okay, that's what pigs snuffle for.
yeah. So
Yeah.
you're still eating a mushroom.
Snuffle for truffles.
But they just like, I just really didn't like the taste of them when I first had them. Maybe a bit different.
Can
now
I
that I'm
put
not
them
as
in a
fussy.
Rizzler and bomb drop them?
Yeah, I see the
'Cause I
good thing.
fucking would.
No Astro belts, like the fizzy belts. Wrap them up in that. Bam.
Oh.
Done.
Yeah. But
Guys, I can't wait to go to Amsterdam.
You can smoke them as
Astro
well.
Belt.
You can
Yeah, that's
smoke
not why
them
you're
as
doing
well.
it though.
I
Yeah.
know, I just really like Astro Belt.
Can I have 2 truffles and shitloads of Astro Belt? I'm really
and
high.
leave the
But I
truffles.
just want to sweet.
Yeah, Amsterdam's going to be class. I
It's gonna
can't
be
wait.
wild. I'm so excited.
I still haven't done them, have I? I still and I've promised
Oh,
you
we'll
that
get round
I'm
to
only
it.
doing.
Yeah,
only
I'm
doing them with
planning.
you.
I'm planning. So, you know me, I've got loads of
Obviously.
ideas, and I want us to go to Ireland.
We were talking about this. I am very excited. I know
and-
all the words to all the songs.
Okay.
Um,
We're all going to
so-
dress up as hobbits and we're going on a
Yes.
quest.
Cool.
They love that.
A
The
magical
Irish
play.
love that.
Do not let
It's
me
not
get
for the
an
Irish,
IR
it's for us.
Don't let me get an IRA tattoo.
You'll not be the first
So-
English person to think that. I'm on your side. Up the ra. The road
But that's
assistant.
exactly what I'm like.
Yeah.
I'll
We're
lose
getting
me,
you a tattoo over
and
there.
I'm gonna have an IRA tattoo, a flag. Like I'll meet someone and probably emigrate there. Like I come alive in Ireland. That's where I'm supposed to be.
Emigrate to Ireland.
Yes, that's where I'm
Get a
supposed to
fucking
be.
50-minute flight.
Up the fucking ra. Up the fucking ra.
Is there any other questions? And then we
There
do
was another one,
Kay's
but
feature.
it's like been deleted
Where?
off Reddit. Yeah, it was like a Reddit thing.
Oh,
It
when
just
the
says,
thread's gone off Reddit.
Yeah, husband and wife. I did something petty to him, and he's taken it worse than I thought, and I just wanted it to be like before. But I can't read what. the
Oh,
rest
okay.
of it is.
Oh, a tease.
I
Never
knew.
mind, yeah.
Have
A
you
little
ever done anything
tease.
petty when you've broken up with anyone? Do you know what my mum did? She pissed on the guy's toothbrush, in his face cream, and in his scotch.
Jesus.
And then we left.
Do you know one of my...
And then we left.
Love it when people do that. They're like, I'm going to do this with my ass. I'll be like, oh, God, it's nice. Oh, God, I'll call you Mark Nelson. I just got a flash of guilt then from my childhood.
Do you
When
do
I
something
split
like that?
up with who I'd been seeing at college, and I was a little cunt about it. She'd gone off to uni. She was the year above me in college. We were seeing each other for like a year, like proper like my second ever girlfriend, and we really loved each other. We were a bit combustible. She's great. She's just a great person, and I've not really had much contact with her in adult life because there's part of you just like, you just got to go your way, I've got to go mine. I saw her a few years after, and I don't know, like she was massively important in my life.
Yeah.
But then that's it. Your paths have gone
Done
separate.
in it, yeah.
But I loved her,
Yeah.
and she was brilliant, and I was a little cunt about it, and I slagged her off in the theatre room because she'd done A-level theatre and then gone off to study at uni, and I'd become a second year.
Yeah.
And I called her a slag in front of someone who knew her. RTA was her friend from she'd been the year above her, and it got back to her, and she was absolutely gutted. And her mum rang me, and I took the call, and I got fucking eviscerated by her mum, and deservedly so.
Yeah.
And it taught me a valuable lesson because my mum wasn't around, but her mum
She was.
fucking bollocked me.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I would do if I found someone had been like that with Etta.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah.
I still feel bad about that now. I'm still sorry about that. But that's not petty. That's just me going, oh my God, I have a guilt thing.
Yeah.
Can we take back that word for ourselves now?
Slag.
Slag, because it's fine to shag about
I've took
slag.
that word.
Slag.
What else are you trying to
Wow,
make?
she was just being. I was just being horrible.
Yeah.
I was just being like, we split up. She's a
Yeah.
dick. And I just,
yeah.
it's not. That's not cool, is
No.
You.
At least they might have fucking
forgiven.
put you right, though, innit?
it? Oh, I tell you know when you get like a memory and you're
Yeah.
like,
And it's you shudder. Yeah.
Inner
Like,
child
oh.
still
do you
terrified.
remember that Bill Burr bit when he's like, do you ever just get like a memory and you like you have to like scream it away, like,
Yeah.
"Rah!"
Yeah.
and your wife's like, what's happening? Put the heart in the shower every day. I get if I want to do one of my like, "Rah," I just think about
Ma
mum
shouting at you.
absolutely leveling
Yeah.
me. Good mum, she was great.
Yeah. That's good, isn't it?
Do you know where?
Swelling.
Just quickly.
No.
My sister still follows her on Facebook, and she was like, "It's going to be a gran."
Oh God.
Slag.
Slag. And it's also just slag as well.
No.
Family of slag.
Oh, she's going to be a gran, yeah?
Can I just say? Because no, like I just want to say, if his mum sees this,
Bollock.
just say that joke was made by these people who are awful.
My number's in the description if you
Oh
want to
my
give me
God.
a bollocking.
I genuinely got the fear then. No, so
she's
her
lovely.
daughter is now having a babber, and
Yeah.
and it was not. That's cool. That's absolutely fine. But it's scary for me because I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah.
I still think I'm young. We're like,
Yeah.
no, I'm
Like,
a
she's a gran. Yeah.
I'm a grown ass adult, and this year my second girlfriend will be a gran. Just a fucking. Cool. I would. By the way, I'd love that.
Well,
Like when everyone's like, "Oh, imagine if Etta gets pregnant young." Fucking great.
You want to be a
That's great. I'm 41.
Grandpa
I don't want to be 82
Active
when I'm.
granddad, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I'll be like, happens.
on the BMX.
Yeah.
Fucking jump on, kid.
Yeah, how old do you feel inside, Dan?
I was about to say that because my stepdad always goes, I still feel like 19.
Yeah, I
don't know
think
what it
people
is in
say
your
that
head,
because
like-
they've heard a lot of other people say it. I feel about 31, 32.
Right.
I feel 47.
Yeah, I
do
feel
you?
tired, bro. So tired.
I'm so tired all the time. I'm always aching. Something's always
You just
ailing
have
me.
to stretch your leg out.
I just
still
don't like
hurting me.
I forget that I'm older, like until you see like 18-year-olds and that, and you go, fuck, like
They're
they're proper
babies.
young, aren't they?
Yeah.
And I am actually like an older man now. When you walk into somewhere and it's just full of like younger kids, and you're
Yeah,
like, wow, this is
going
mad,
to
like,
Teddy's. I mean, there's
doing
some.
student gigs and that is
Oh
weird.
no, fuck that!
yeah,
I'm past that. But
brutal.
going to Teddy's for a drink,
Yeah.
you're like, you see, like girls see you, and you are just bloke,
Yeah.
old bloke.
Yeah, yeah,
Like you can see the register in them as they go. You're a human being and you're here, but you're not on the same
Yeah,
wavelength as like you're like.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember when I was like oh look at that guy.
Yeah.
Like that.
One of us.
Like that's gone.
And now it's like
I have to
that
be
guy.
in a pub in Chorlton, Manchester,
Yeah.
to have a 38-year-old going, oh, hello.
Yeah.
Like, there you go. But I also know she's weighing up like my credit rating mentally.
Yeah.
That
Or you're
makes
gonna
you,
get some
that
young,
makes you feel a little bit
like pure daddy issues in it.
no,
That'll be
I'm
the
out.
other one.
I'm talking about how are you with ass play?
I find myself looking at girls now and going, God, aren't they cold?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's
Oh,
why
yeah,
I
yeah.
Always
look
do that,
at
go, fuck
girls
me.
in their little like
Yeah.
they're all wearing the exact same dress but in different colours. There's a big gang of them. The shoes are too big for them. And
There's
they're walking,
snow
and
on
they're
the
just
floor, and you're like,
freezing,
what-
and you're
what are
like,
you doing?
oh, just put a coat on. No
Yeah.
one will think you're less
Yeah.
beautiful. You've got a
Yeah.
coat on.
As a lad, as a
Oh.
guy, that's a real moment when you're like, oh shit, I am old. Because you spend a lot of your life going, oh my God, fuck that.
Yeah.
And then you're like, no, I'd clothe that. And then go, who do we need to ring?
Yeah.
I'm the same age now as Tim Allen was when he filmed the film Santa Claus in 1994.
Yeah.
What's not benchmark?
The Santa Claus is a film from my childhood.
Yeah.
Tim Allen has always been perpetually 59 years old. He was then.
Yeah.
He plays Scott Calvin,
Yeah.
right? Who in the film is meant to be 38, but actually Tim Allen was 41. I Googled this while watching the Santa Claus with my kids. I was like, oh my God, Tim Allen then is the same age as me now.
Yeah.
And it was a really sobering moment. I told that to Carl and Adam and they were like, yeah, because you're older. You're like, no, I'm not. I'm not Tim Allen old.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not Buzz Lightyear's voice old. Fuck.
Mad.
Comes for us all.
Doesn't it, Jules? I do feel like
I'm still
getting
feeling guilty
older.
about the whole family.
Oh, it's
You
all right.
abs-
Well, yeah,
like-
well,
You know what? Shouldn't have been a slag.
yeah.
Oh no!
Keep your knickers on, dude.
That's all I'm saying.
We're beeping
I've
the
seen her at the
Nah,
we're
we're only
beeping the
messing.
surname
We
out.
love you. We love you.
Seen her
You
at the
sound.
meetings.
We're
She's got the
beeping
t-shirt.
the surname
I'll cut
out
the
because I've
surnames
got the
out.
fucking fear.
Don't worry about it. We'll sort
Yeah.
it.
Saying about petty things.
Yeah.
I just had I had a moment where I went,
I
ooh.
had a feeling you'd have some
Yeah.
of these.
Yeah, if we know me.
Tom
Crazy
Petty
that.
over there.
Whatever your name is. Oh,
Fine,
If that I
calm down.
rolled off, then
Oh, yeah, ugh, it's the spirit of my ex.
go on. What did you do?
He used to work in Evans Cycles. It was on Hanover Street. Remember?
Yeah.
It's now Maggie Fu. And I once rang the shop to one check he was in because he wasn't replying to me and I needed to know where he was. I would like to really make it known that this was a while ago. It's not recent.
I mean, she still does
now.
stuff
Yeah,
like this, but
yeah.
it was a while
do
ago.
stuff like this now.
Careful.
I don't do stuff like this now. No, I'm okay now. I'm
Okay.
better.
better
I'm
Better.
better than I was.
Yeah.
than you was.
I need a puncture repair kit for my heart.
No, I ordered protein shake mix and a protein shaker. And they were like, we've got to get this from like another store, like the only one that has it in Scotland. So like, we're gonna have to get it in. And I was like, yeah, that's absolutely fine. Give them dodgy details, and they never turned up to collect it. Which at the time, it doesn't sound that bad now, but at the time I was like, I fucked everything up for you because their stock would be slightly imbalanced.
Wow.
And I did that quite regularly. Like I'd ring the store and be like, oh, is I won't say his name, is such and such there?
Smart. That's what I didn't get.
Is such and such there because he helped me with my bike through the week, and I just want to make sure that he's in before I come in. And they're like, oh yeah, he starts at 3, and I'm like, oh brilliant, thank you. So I don't know where he was.
Crazy bitch.
Yeah,
crazy
that's
bitch.
and I used to like, that's how I used to keep tabs on him, and then
Love you
he doesn't work there anymore. This was a while ago. This
Yeah, but
was
when
I was like 21.
When you're young and your head's all over the shop, you do stuff like that,
But
don't
he
you?
was
Like,
evil, so
yeah,
it's okay.
of course. Yeah.
He
You
meant,
do.
you know.
In your head, you're like,
Yeah,
I can get back at you.
He's the problemed one.
He was the problem.
He could have been a regional manager
had-
of Evans, and now it's Maggie Foods because of me.
Yeah, the franchise is closed down now. But yeah, I used to keep by ringing the shop and finding out where he was.
Okay.
I also spent £60 on Lee Mack tickets for him, and lied and said they were free, because it was when I went to the Empire, so I bought them. Lied and said I got them for free, so we didn't know I bought them for him just so I could see him. So he'd come into the theatre just so I could see him.
Is this your fella?
This was my we
Yeah, but-
were on and off for 5 years. Weren't we?
Oh, okay. So,
Oh,
no, right,
Lord.
okay, all right.
How sad.
As soon as you hear on and off for 5 years, you're like,
That's so sad.
oh God. It can be on and off for a bit, but
How
no,
sad.
5 years.
5 years, yeah.
And I was waiting on the bar and I put 2 bottles of beer at the side for the interval, and he didn't even come and see me at the interval.
To be fair though,
Okay,
guys can be very oblivious, and sometimes they do need pushing in a certain direction
I can be oblivious, yeah.
Oh.
because they don't know. They don't know
No,
what's good
I
for
was
them.
I was the oblivious one.
Okay.
I was the oblivious one. I
You
was
loved
like,
him though.
oh, and I did, you know.
No.
Oh,
You loved him. You bought him Lee Mack tickets. 60 quid. When?
No.
Like when you-
2015.
How old were you?
I must have been 19.
That's a lot of money.
I know.
You're 19.
I know. And I was paying for his World of Warcraft account for months.
You went out with someone who played World of Warcraft? That's on you.
Have I never really discussed him on this podcast? We could get a full fucking Patreon special out of this because it is mental.
I love it how you didn't cancel it. You're ringing up Evans Cycles and going, right, your stock's going to be, I'm not cancelling his World of Warcraft. That would be evil.
No, I didn't know.
No, okay,
And then when
right.
he was with someone else, and I checked my bank, and I was like, what the fuck's this payment? And I was like, that cheeky little fucking rat. Because he used to do raids of a Friday night that started at midnight. So I used to go to his on a Friday night, we'd have tea, and then he'd start the raid at midnight, and I'd just wait up like that. But he finished at like 4 in the morning.
Did you watch it with him?
No, I just used to like sit and
Stare at him.
like, I don't
Make
know.
sure he was at the computer.
Like,
Make sure he was doing the
Netflix or
raids
something.
that he
Give
said.
you a COUGHLIN 2015.
No, you don't. If I had a time machine, I'd go back in time and punch myself in the face. I don't
Right.
deserve love. I deserve to be.
I was
smashed.
wandering around Headingley talking to horses. I couldn't
Yeah.
have helped.
Right, should we do this feature then?
Yeah.
Well, I was saying
With,
this, but that's what I was on my phone for. I'm trying to find the one that I
Feature.
wanted to do.
Feature.
So basically, Kay's feature
I told
is...
you about how I coerced Dean into a relationship with me.
The best story and the reason that I love Amy. Just, yeah.
So he didn't want
She
one.
manipulated me down.
But it was dead hard.
He's an oblivious
it was not.
sausage. Yeah, he was going to Australia, so he didn't want a relationship. And I was like, okay. So I took me
Okay.
But I'm picky, and I've picked you.
yeah, no backsies. So I took my mum to the cinema, Orange Wednesdays, 2-for-1 cinema tickets, see Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and I posted the
Good film.
yeah, great film. Posted the 2 tickets on my Instagram, and got me mate to comment on it, going, "Oh, who's that you with? Who's a hunk bit of something?" And he was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "Oh, actually, I think we should see each other. Actually, yeah, ready to commit. Actually, yeah." And now we're here.
So, like,
You
hook.
jealous little sausage.
I know.
I massively respect it. And
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
it is
yeah.
a phenomenal.
Great hustle.
Fishing.
Yeah.
Just got me. Got
Yeah.
me on the hook. Big old
If
one.
it's you that had done it, it'd be toxic.
Yeah.
It is charming.
That's it, yeah. Yeah, but
Yeah.
me
See,
doing
if
it's
I did
gaslighting.
that, they just wouldn't care.
I mean, listen, some people might call it calculating. I think it's clever.
I think it's clever. I respect
both.
it massively. So you do you, boo, and it worked clearly.
It did work.
Yeah. And now I'm trapped.
I'm trying to find this feature.
Someone trying to get in.
Someone definitely trying to get in.
Trying to get in.
So Kay's feature is
Oh, yeah.
she's been sent date stories, all the ones of her own that she tells us aren't hers, but they might be hers. And she tells us the story up until a point, and then we have to guess what happens.
That's a good idea.
It's nice.
Thank you very much. I
Nice.
know, I'm great.
50 minutes.
Yeah.
Bloody hell,
I
guys.
know. Fly him. Do this and then wrap it up.
There we
and,
go. Right, so. So, this happened to, again, not me.
Okay.
Definitely not
You can
me.
keep saying that.
And I promised that anonymity. Anonymity? Is that the right word?
Anonymity. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Anonymous.
An enemy.
Yeah.
Anemones.
What is it?
With
An
words
enema.
like
What,
these,
Nemo-
who needs anemones?
Nemo.
An
An enemy.
enemy. Yeah.
I can never say it. That's why my
Secret
daughter's
from
like,
the WhatsApp
boring.
mollusk.
Yeah, so, my friend,
You.
not
this-
me,
Date story number 1.
Yeah.
she was talking to this lad for a while, and they went out on a date and everything was fine and normal, as it always is at the start. He took her to a very nice restaurant, he paid, they had a little kiss, and then they went home. The next time, she messaged him, they were talking, and he was like, oh, you know, can I see her again? And she was like, well, I've got a lot of uni work to do. Is there any way you can come to mine and I'll cook for us? And he was like, yeah, that's absolutely fine. Not a problem.
All good
So I really wanted
far.
to make it clear that she was the one that suggested this.
Yeah.
Dean promised me that he was going to make me chips.
Oh, and you never got the
and
chips,
that
did you?
he was the
I
best
have my
at
own
making
manipulating
chips,
tactics.
The best at making
You know.
chips, and that's how you lure a northern lost back to your house. And I came
You
to his
bastard.
house. I came
See.
to his house, and he was like, "Never made
Just a
chips in
trail
my
of
life."
chips.
I've made chips. I just didn't make you chips.
Oh, that ex-fella I was talking about before. He lived in West Kirby, right? And I used to get taxis from town to his. It cost me 32 quid. And he'd be like, I'll give you the money for it when you get here. He never did. And I fell for that at least, I'd say, once a month for about 5 years. You are. That's getting edited out. You little shit, that's getting edited right out. I don't know what you're talking about, I don't even know. Anyway,
She knows.
She knows.
you're not putting this in.
She
You're
knows.
not putting this in. You will.
Right, straight
murder
faces
me.
now. Pretend
They will
nothing funny
fucking murder
happened.
me. Right.
So round for food.
Round food. Thank you, Dan. So went round food. And she cooked him. So he said, "Okay, well, I'll bring the ingredients if you cook it." And she was like, "Yeah, that's absolutely fine."
Gusto box.
So no. So he turns up with spaghetti and just said, "I thought this would quite be easy for you." She cooked the meal. She sat down. What happened next?
Ooh. It's a weird one, isn't it?
What,
very
so you
vague.
brought,
Loads
you
of
brought the
things could
spaghetti,
happen.
she cut the spaghetti, they eat the spaghetti.
Well, they sat down. She's made the food. Again, her idea
Right.
to whatever.
Okay.
Did he
And then,
complain about how shit the food was?
Well,
His
Oh.
dick's got to be involved. His
Yeah.
dick's
No,
coming
you'd,
out.
you'd be surprised. Some of these stories
Are
don't
pretty-
go in the way
Oh,
that you
right.
expect them
was
to.
a poem.
I
One
thought
of them was a poem. One of them read out a book about a serial killer that he'd wrote himself, which is on Amazon.
Yeah,
and
and
we
he was
had a
like,
look
I
at
want to stab you in the neck.
it.
God.
One of them cried because of the death of
Princess
Princess Diana.
During sex. That one was during sex.
still gets me.
So
Same.
You see a vagina, you think tunnel.
Yeah, exactly. You see some vaginas, you think death.
Luckily, I think Mersey.
Did he want it? Do you know, like they have sushi on the body? Maybe you want.
Oh.
he wanted to do sex play with the spaghetti.
Oh,
Squash it.
yeah. He just lay down on the table and just went, "Use me as your plate,
Yeah.
babe."
Is that what you're going for?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
going
go with
for,
that.
yeah.
We'll go with that.
Yeah, we'll
Going for?
Yeah.
That's not what happened.
Okay.
You've
Never
yet
knows.
to get one right.
I know it's
It never
hard.
knows.
So she plated the spaghetti down in front of him. Let me just make sure I get the details correct. She plated the spaghetti down in front of him, and he said, "Actually, I'm really sorry, but I'm not that hungry." And she was like, "Well, I'm starving." He was like, "Yeah, that's fine. You go ahead and eat." And she was eating the spaghetti, and he was just sat there really intensely watching her, dead quiet.
It's a turn on.
And she was like, "You're all right?" And he was like, "Yeah. I'm just
Rock hard over the
talking to you."
table.
And then she noticed that the table was moving, and she was like,
Is he
"What's
wanking?
going on?" And he was wanking.
I said his
knew it,
dick
you did
was
say
coming
something
out.
about
You're like,
dick,
no,
yeah.
these don't always go the way you think.
Why are you
Wanking.
trusting me? Why are
Yeah,
you trusting
don't
me?
trust.
My first reaction was he's gonna wank somewhere in and around spaghetti.
And then apparently it came out that he had a fetish for spaghetti, and then this is the reason why
Fetish?
I
I don't
love
know.
this story.
Fettuccine.
Yeah.
This is the reason why I love this story. After that night, she never spoke to him again. 2 years later, she was on a date with her fella in an Italian restaurant. Guess who ate there as a waiter?
You can't wait
This fella.
if you're turned on by spaghetti.
Oh, damn.
Got a job in an Italian restaurant.
That's
Do we know
on the
what
nose,
restaurant
isn't
so we can never go?
She didn't tell me.
Can we find out?
What is
I think
this
it was in Leeds.
sauce?
Oddly enough, I think it was in Leeds.
Oh.
How would you become aroused by
Spaghetti?
spaghetti?
Specifically spaghetti, that's mental, not even like food.
Was he
but
Italian?
Spaghetti.
No.
Was it like an old mama made it?
Not that she said. She just said that he had like a thing for like women eating spaghetti.
That's
is mental.
bananas, that. That's proper bananas.
Like, apparently it was like the suction of it or something.
Well,
Yeah.
But how mad's that?
that is mad.
And he's obviously, when she said, do you want to come round? He's gone, oh, I can get it like
I make
now
it
rather
cook.
than waiting later on. I can do it now.
I don't even have to cook it myself
Yeah.
either this time. She'll cook it and then eat it.
You
And
just
I'll just...
started wanking off while she.
I've got a
was
sexual thing with food.
Have you?
Yeah, if Laura eats a roast dinner in front of me, I never want to have sex with her again. Really, just the smell, the look, the sound,
Okay.
everything. Awful. If you met someone and you really liked them and they were like, look, I've got a bit of a thing for spaghetti, I'd be like, cool.
Yeah.
I'm not a arse.
Spaghetti seems like a bit of a
Why are you
fun one to
asked
play
about
with.
spaghetti?
Yeah,
innit?
that's
fetish.
fine. Yeah, sweet. Just don't go and make an Italian restaurant. That's my biggest thing with that.
Yeah, that's maybe a little
That's
bit
a bit too
problematic,
much,
isn't it?
Yeah.
I've never experimented with food. In life I have, obviously. in the bedroom. It's not
I dabble.
really for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just like where'd you prep it? Like you say, like the whole like while stuff's in motion, you go with it and that. But unless you've got like
You get carried
food
away,
by
you've
the
got a
side
yeast
of the bed.
infection, innit?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like stop. I don't want anything.
Did she say you wanking there?
Yeah. So she was like, "What are you doing?"
Oh, that is a red flag, by the way. That bit's the bit where you're like, oh no, that's not allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's dinner-based rapey, but
Yeah. She was
Yeah.
like, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "Oh, sorry. I couldn't help myself."
Oh, sorry.
Just love spaghetti.
But if someone was like, listen, I want to do some spaghetti play.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Unless it's-
prefaced it with like this is
Yeah.
what's going
But
to be
it'd have to
happening.
be uncooked if it's going.
Oh, you couldn't use it as
is
an
that-
insertion.
Oh,
Because
no.
if it's too
Breaks
it's
well
not-
too easy.
Yeah,
What
but
about-
it's-
what if
how
I
are you
use-
going to get soft spaghetti into an orifice?
I hope he's listening. I'm going to turn him on right now. What if we cook the spaghetti, just take one strand and just whip your naked nipple with it?
Yeah. And if it sticks,
Hey,
it's
you
cooked.
had one job.
How was I supposed to do that when I've got Dan Nightingale making eye contact
It's all
with
right,
me
don't
and
worry
saying,
about it, it's not on the
"Whip
camera
your
anyway,
nipple
no
with
more."
spaghetti."
I reckon we could make it work.
Patreon special.
What?
I like it.
Fucking hell, damn. Go for 2 strands.
No, I'm all right, thanks.
Oh, but I mean, it's not the end of the world, is it?
No, it's not. I mean,
Look at how you were
there are
like,
worse
dry
things.
up me. Fucking
Yeah,
hell.
yeah.
But like, I know. I mean, like logistically, if
It wasn't going up,
It's
but though,
like-
was it? She was just eating
No,
it.
it's not.
No.
I think you're going too,
graphic with it,
I don't think,
it
I
just
think
needs
it's
to be
more of a
involved. Like on ya.
I think if
Tickling.
to him, if a naked lady was on a table and he got to like put pasta on it
Yeah.
and then
Making a
another
cat
lady
tails with
ate
the
it off.
spaghetti.
Do you know, I'm turning myself on. That sounds fucking
Starving,
great. I'm not
yeah.
even asked
Was
about
it you?
That sounds good. What sauce?
Would you go for bolognese
It'd
or
have to be, I feel like it'd be tomato. It'd have
Can't
to
be
be
putting
tomato.
mince in
Nothing
there
with
though?
meat in.
Can't have mince in
No.
there.
And I was going to go, I love a little bit of a Lloyd Grossman with a bit of a hint of chili on the pasta sauce.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, not on your nipple though.
Yeah, but not on your
No.
bits. What about spaghetti oops?
I love spaghetti hoops.
Council
It's
king.
one working class. Yeah, that's
Proper council
Yeah.
king.
Yeah.
one on your.
One on your nipples.
Oh.
Yeah, flying.
I've spelt out jizz on me in alphabetic spaghetti.
Oh, alphabetti spaghetti.
Yeah.
I
Oh, yeah.
love
Fuck
you.
me.
Yeah.
Tits.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mate.
mate,
Label in your body.
can I just say, if you want a merch idea,
Yeah.
alphabetic spaghetti, tits,
Yeah.
the Mile High
Tits.
Club.
There you go. We're on
I'd
it.
genuinely wear it.
Game.
Okay.
We've got it. Oh, you
We'll
bought
sort
some of
that
our merch. Thank you
Oh,
very much.
Thanks,
We
Dad.
appreciate
mate.
that.
Repping Pod.
Sorry, I should have fucking worn
You
it.
repped it on your little arena documentary though, didn't
Yeah,
you?
I've only worn
So-
it once. I've only worn it getting ready for our arena show.
That's
I can't
good enough for us.
believe I own a bit of the Mild High Club merch and I've not worn it on the Mild High
that's all
Club.
right.
What an
That's
absolute
You just
fucking peanut.
repping it's good enough.
We all wear it on tour.
That's available on comedymerch.co.uk. Go get
Nice
at it.
plug. And if you're looking
Um,
for the spaghetti hoops tits,
That'll be out soon.
Out
coming soon.
That's
That will
next
be out
season.
soon.
Summer drop.
So I think we can wrap it up
I
there,
think
innit?
we're all done.
Can I just put a thing out? I am
Of
running out of
course.
bad date stories. Please send me more.
Send them in.
more.
Send anything to do with dates.
There's an infinite
Do you want to go
amount
your
there.
email or our email?
My Instagram.
Send them
There's
on
no Kristen-
Kay's Instagram.
Yeah, because you'll see them, won't you? And you're not supposed to see them.
Yeah,
I just won't
yeah.
read
That's
them.
the fun of it.
No, yeah.
So
Send them
send
to
it
Do you
Yeah,
think
they're
I
really
read
weird.
things, Kay?
He doesn't
I'll also
read.
I'll put my email on there as well. And send it to my email.
Okay.
I got accused,
Um,
accused of being an anti-Semite on a date.
Oh God.
We're back in the pod.
Because you are. What did,
Is it-
what?
yeah.
How did that happen?
Was
You
it
know
the
what?
swastika
You see me
tattoo?
coming out of a rally.
Yeah.
And you make assumptions.
Yeah.
I went on a date with an American girl when I lived in Manchester.
Yeah.
And we were having a drink in Fallowfield, and she was having a pint of Worthingtons because I love bitter. She's like,
She sounds awful.
She decided that she was like,
Worcestershire.
I'm in England and I drink bitter. Yeah? Is that a
Yeah.
surprise to you? And then it came up that she was Jewish, and I went, oh, you're Jewish?
Yeah.
She went, yes, I'm Jewish. Is that a problem? I was like, no.
I just
I haven't met any Jewish people before.
Yeah.
And she went, you haven't met any Jews before? And she couldn't get over. There just isn't much of a Jewish community where I'm from. Preston's not full of Jews.
And also, I might have met Jews and they haven't told me that they were Jews.
No,
And
I
it,
did
Do you know what I
it
mean?
honestly ended eggy.
Yeah.
It ended eggy.
Probably shouldn't have worn you.
And
I
that's
love
why
that top either.
I
Biggest
don't
thing.
like Jews.
Yeah. There we go.
They give you a reason, and that's all right. That's all right.
Yeah, that's mad.
That's my
That.
bad day story. Sex was great though. Ruined some bed sheets. You're welcome.
Love it. So where's all your stuff? DanNightingale.com.
DanNightingale.com for all the tour dates from the very last day of August in Chester till November the 22nd at the Liverpool Philharmonic. My tour goes all over the place.
Yeah.
We're playing Bangor, we're playing Grimsby, we're playing Hull and other places.
Other lovely
And
venues.
I do a little podcast called Have a Word, and my Instagram is @DanHasAPodcast. Thank you very much. Thanks,
check
guys.
out Have a Word if you haven't already.
Bloody love you guys.
Go see Dan.
Dan.
Love you too, man. I appreciate everything
Love
you've
you
done
guys
for
as well.
us.
Don't want
Yeah.
anything left out in the
Yeah.
corner.
I
You
meant
might
that was
not
a-
like that, so
Oh, I
the
love
door
you.
openers.
guys,
Yeah.
and I'm so sorry to my second girlfriend.
You
I'm really,
slag.
and I don't want a phone call. Stop doing it. Stop doing it because I'm scared of a mum who's a wonderful woman. They're all wonderful women.
Mum's a slag as well.
Oh my-
I
So
It's
was
genetic.
going to say,
your gig.
just about to say that. So,
I don't know when this comes out though.
oh, it's going to be out before the 29th. Well, I
Yeah,
can
it
plug
will
the
be,
next
yeah.
one anyway. So, yeah, to the 29th of January, my gig in the Baltic Hotel, where Dean is headlining for me, doing some bits for his work in progress.
What
And
day's the
then
29th?
Sunday.
Can I come?
That's good.
Can I come and do a bit?
A fucking call? What a
Imagine she
stupid
said no.
question. Of course you can.
Am I allowed to come and do a bit?
Do you actually want to do a bit? Can I?
Yeah,
put
I've
the-
just gotta check
because if
my
I
diary,
say that
but-
you're doing it, oh my god, I'll sell out. Yeah, guys, Dan Nightingale's doing my gig.
You said it now as well.
It's brand new stuff.
I don't give a
It's
shit.
got to be hidden in the.
You can come and play with spaghetti on the stage, and I would not care.
Woof.
Forget you, mate.
Oh my, I would look. I'd cry.
God,
So we're
what
going to
have
watch
you
Kate cry now to end the show.
Okay, cry.
Right.
So when's that? 29th Baltic
29th,
Market? Baltic Hotel.
The Baltic Hotel.
Baltic Hotel.
Baltic Hotel. It's all on my Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dean is going to headline for me doing some of his new bits. And then just in case this does come out after that, the next one is on the 26th of February. And actually, another regular on the podcast, Tom Keegan, is closing for me that night with his work in progress stuff.
Lovely lad.
Nice.
Nice guy.
So, and then we've got Metro Cola every Tuesday, mix of lineups and work in progresses through January. I've got my work in progress, 31st of January, phase 1. Half the tickets are gone. Let's get these other half gone.
Sans Patreon.
Tom Keegan and Adam Staunton are opening for me as well, so that'll be good. Just a sick show all round. £5 a ticket. Flying. And then live shows, Patreon, merch, just little stuff. Loads of
Etc.
stuff. You know
Support
the
the
stuff.
pod.
Yeah.
It's going to be a mental year for this
Oh,
podcast.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And looking forward to going on tour with you, man. I appreciate all
Ah,
that.
So
It's going to
excited,
be class.
I love it that all the mild hires will be like,
We're here.
Oh.
Just did it.
Yeah,
And then
yeah,
Amy's
yeah.
selling the fucking merch.
Yeah,
Gonna
man.
cause mayhem all
gonna be
over
class.
this country.
I'm gonna sell some
But,
fucking merch, mate.
Nice one for coming on again, man. Really appreciate
Appreciate it.
it.
I'm
Yeah,
so proud of
we
you guys.
adore
Thanks,
you.
thanks to you for everything that you've done for us. Means
Cheers,
a lot.
lads.
Love you,
Go
bye.
check out Dan and that, and we'll see you soon. Nice one.
Bye, lads.
Bye.